The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
I would like to be a little bit self-indulgent right now and just give props to my friend and friend of the show, Kim Marie Cody, for being the toughest woman on earth right now. She has handled things that would have made a normal person crumble and puts up with a lot of crap on the side too. So bravo, lady. I know you'll be listening at some point this week, and just know that I'm very proud of you. And welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 269 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and you guys are doing crotch chops.
I think crotch chops are the Confederate flag of like
I
people
don't think
people-
they're associated with slavery, Mars, so
No.
I don't...
just
I think it's a
rampant
little- Yeah,
sexual
I mean,
harassment.
Yeah, I mean, can you
Yeah.
can you imagine like Thomas Jefferson doing it?
How would he do it? Let's see.
I don't know.
Well, try. Show the people how would Thomas Jefferson do a crotch chop? And would he say, suck it?
Fourscore. I said those words to those.
Sucketh it.
No words. He's not Spanish, you idiot.
Yes. Yeah, it's Juan Thomas Jefferson.
Juan Jefferson.
Yeah.
He's Chinese.
Yeah. I don't know who he is.
Sucketh it.
Yeah.
You will sucketh this.
The crotch chop's just one of those things when I watch that era of wrestling, I'm like, oh man.
That's fun.
We
though.
were just fucking dialed in for any fucking
It was good stuff
bad
though.
rapey subculture that they
It was
wanna
good
send at
though.
us. Like,
It was entertaining.
yeah, it's
Come
like
on.
we'll do a crotch chop and then we'll fucking punch a girl. And
Oh, did they do that?
Whoa.
yeah, all the time they were putting it through tables and
Well,
pile
Mae
driving
Young.
them.
Mae Young was.
Everyone. Stone Cold Steve Austin fucking Stone Cold stunned, much to the delight of probably myself.
Well, yeah,
and
but he
every
wasn't
other
saying
troglodyte.
suck it.
No. But he was just hitting ladies.
Well, yeah,
Much
but I thought we were talking about DX.
No,
'cause
but
you
they-
said
well-
suck it.
DX, with the exception of one member, was like a non-factor. Like, those guys sucked.
Oh, stop it.
Well, X-Pac was one of the best workers in the world and still works his ass off, but Billy Gunn.
Oh, no, but Shawn Michaels.
He
Triple
literally
H.
works his ass
Road-
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Road
works
Dogg,
his anus off.
the fact that Road Dogg is an Armstrong, full of one of the best families of wrestlers ever, is fucking ridiculous. There were people in our backyard wrestling league that could wrestle circles around.
Well, that's fair. I will never debate Billy Gunn or Road Dogg's ability.
Yeah. And
They went over because Road Dogg had great mic. Well, I won't say great mic skills, but
and he copied Dusty punches.
true. But it went over. I mean, that's. I think if the
Enzo
New
is
Age
over.
Outlaws, I think if the New Age Outlaws weren't involved with DX, they would be nowhere near
Right.
what they became.
I would go as far, actually, to say in that climate of wrestling that them joining DX brought them to the next level.
Oh, definitely.
Who fucking cared about Hunter Hearst Helmsley then?
Me.
I think shortly thereafter that you did.
No,
But
I liked him from the Blue Blood days, but brother.
But
Oh,
yeah.
when he was with Bobby Eaton, was he with
No,
Bobby
no.
Eaton?
No,
No,
when he
that
first debuted in WWE.
Oh
That
no,
was
who was it with?
Steve
Oh, it was
Regal.
Regal with
Dave
Bobby
Taylor.
Eaton.
Yeah, that's the Attitude Era in most of ECW just makes me feel bad about myself.
Not me.
You're still dressed for the show.
Thank you.
You could sit next to
Look,
sign guy. It's like
Look, I don't
in
give
the
a
front
shit if
row
a-
is
if a-
sign
look,
guy, hat
he
guy,
is
and
sign
pajama
guy.
guy.
Look, if an old woman wants to give birth to a hand, so be it. You know, I'm not gonna.
Wow.
Who am I to judge?
I don't know if she wanted to. I think Vince said, "Hey, you old bat, take this hand."
Well, she got the final laugh. They named the tournament after her, so
Yeah, she's working out real well for her.
she's dead.
Yeah, so there you go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'll get a fucking tournament.
How old was she when she? What was she
You're
like
not gonna
88?
get
What was
it.
she like 88, 89, 90 when she died?
Why can't I get a tournament?
How
when
old
I
was
die?
she?
You're not getting it.
What are you synonymous with?
Yeah.
Combat
Smoking,
or athletics?
Yeah.
smoking, drinking, and making an ass out of himself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one with on the ladder.
That's not a.
Well, the ring posts are going to be like cigarettes and.
It'll be like Kane.
I can honestly say.
Bonk, I love
And they
you.
wouldn't go away. They would just start lighting up like cigarettes, and you see, and as the match goes on, you see ash start
Yeah, there you
building up
go.
around the cigarette.
It'd be nice.
I can honestly say I would rather watch the best of the Kobayashi Maru than watch Monday Night Raw right now, though.
Well,
And
that's
that's saying something.
Dynamo, you sure? you want to?
I have a
You wanna-
I have the feeling I will regret it shortly therein and be craving.
You wanna
Rob
edit this?
Right now. Yeah. Well, I know I'm not going to be in it, so I don't have to worry about that.
No, you do a really good job in the highlight reel. You
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
Wow.
All you guys tried really hard in the Kobayashi Maru Blood Bitches and 40s.
What's ridiculous about it is that like that was a faction that was over with themselves, and only one of them could work. Well, Double D could work eventually,
Well, you don't
but if you watch
He
early,
couldn't sell.
No.
And he had no psychology.
right, it's true. But if you watch him originally, he got.
But he
better.
could do moves.
He was fucking terrible at first. He was hurting people left and right,
Yeah.
but he was unfortunately, for better or worse, the second best worker in the. Even when he was hurting people, he was probably not the. He wasn't the first hurting people.
We have one video of him wrestling Aries, and you can see he's clearly not calling anything.
Oh, no.
He's just giving moves, and Aries is.
Just
I think
hit
Aries
people.
hated him after that.
Aries didn't know he was given the
DDT.
pedigree. No,
Oh,
it
the
was
pedigree.
pedigree.
Yeah.
that was bad.
Yeah, that's not. They weren't good. Joey Tron was good. Tiny White was good.
Well, nice, thank you.
Wolfenstein, whatever that guy's name was good. Triple sexy or whatever. He was good.
Triple sexy.
The ampersand.
That's
The ampersand, yeah.
DC-10 Dance good.
And takes
Oh,
bumps.
Psycho Patrick was good. And Astro Boy was good. I forgot about them.
He also takes bumps from 3-year-olds.
Yep.
MZ.
Know what's funny about that 3-year-old thing?
What?
The fucking asshole didn't really bump for anybody else unless you hit him for real. Like the only way he'd ever, like if you gave DC-10 the best drop kick, he would do the bump where he runs backwards, and like crouch, like then just falls on his butt.
Let me tell you something, man. That hurt.
That's why I hit you for real, because I know that you would fall down.
I don't mind getting hit for real.
All right. Well, quickly, let me get into what we're doing before it's 45 minutes in and when we've forgotten. But tonight we are going to review the much discussed, much maligned, or divisive. Once again, another divisive film, Raven Shadow.
Oh, I can't fucking wait.
We are going to talk about It Comes at Night, which recently hit VOD a few weeks ago and had a fairly adequate theatrical run. So we'll be discussing that, and since this film I believe warrants it, we're going to have a spoiler discussion at the end. So
This is fascinating.
you're fine for the first 45 minutes or so, but we're going to get into spoilers after that.
Whoa, 45 minutes before spoilers?
This is yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just. We have the spoiler music, so if you guys hear spoiler music, then if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want
the
to spoil
fact that of
film,
all the movies that we watched that had like these intricate endings that were about the movie watch,
it's not about the ending.
and this is what
Has
you
nothing to
pulled
do
the
with the
trigger
ending.
on.
No, it has nothing to do with the ending.
But that's when you guys. I apologize for picking this. I thought it was a Ron Jeremy movie.
Yes.
He's not so good with spelling. Mars thought it was another type of Comes at Night.
Ooh.
I thought it was Axel Braun's Stephen King parody.
That'd be fucking nice, dude. Yeah.
You may even
Everyone comes down here.
Ooh, it's a fucking movie. Give me a pen. Let's call him.
Well, they did have an orgy. The orgy was cut from the movie, so maybe they'll
Wow.
release a.
Seymour Butts is probably directing one right now, for all we know.
Wait, there's an orgy in it?
Yeah. You've never read the book? Wait, who am I talking to?
They fucking merchandise everything, dude.
What?
They fucking just want to sell fucking merchandise. They're making books out of that, probably action figures.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't see John Ritter banging anybody. Back in
Well, they didn't do it in the fucking miniseries, you
Yeah,
asshole.
well, they had fucking 2 movies.
It's a miniseries.
He's banging the lid on his coffin. Get me out of here!
Nice. It's fucking Jack Tripper. It's fucking Jack Tripper. Night Court didn't bang anybody.
Yeah, Jack,
Wow.
that dude, no tournament.
no.
I want a tournament.
What kind of tournament do you want?
Awesome one.
I'll start a tournament for
Thank you. I'll be dead. I don't know. I don't fucking. That's one.
Was it a yachting tournament or something like that?
A Yanni tournament?
Yachting.
you. You look a little bit like that.
You do. You do.
I don't know. Something like maybe just about a testament to my fortitude.
Well,
Your
if you died, obviously, you fought it.
Your fortitude.
Yeah.
What does fortitude mean?
It's where Superman lives. It's fortitude of solid.
The fortitude of solitude.
Episode title locked.
Fortitude of solitude.
Might be the earliest ever we've got.
There you go. Remember, children.
Yeah, let's just end it.
Yeah.
I'd be okay.
All right. Q Buster. Fortitude of solitude.
Was that title a treat?
I'd like to watch that.
Yeah, it's a fucking movie.
Oh man.
Out of
My fortitude of solitude. I'm going to relax better than anybody on the planet.
Are we back in freeform yet, or are we still talking about something? I got lost. I lost my place.
All right. Well, let me just say that we also have some voicemail from folks out there. I think they're going to let us know their thoughts on It Comes at Night, which I'm very curious and interested to hear. So we'll be playing those later on, and as always, I'm sure there was some fireworks going before we turned the mic on. So
Yeah, because this
what
guy's
if
a
that'll-
jamoke.
What if that'll carry through? So, how about this, Raven Shadow?
Yes.
We didn't do it last week, I don't think. How about an intro? Do you want an intro?
I do want an intro.
Yeah, you want an intro?
Like phasing it out.
No,
No.
it's a bad idea, Dynamo. It's a bad idea.
Everyone knows
You
who
could
we
maybe
are.
change them.
No, I think
Every show could be someone's first, right, Raven Shadow?
Thank you, exactly. And I think changing the and not having the intros is like the podcast version of the Confederate flag.
Oh my God.
What?
You're the podcast version.
He's not wrong.
That's mean, man. You can't come to the solitude fortitude.
You mean the fortitude of solitude?
Can't go there either. This is banned. Johnny is.
All right. I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, and the Grand Guignol Network, and also one of the co-hosts of the Outside Corner Fantasy Baseball podcast with my supervillain partner, Dr. Joey Tron. We only got a few episodes left in the season, Raven Shadow.
But what if there's like the World Series though?
Can't do that. It's
Well, it doesn't
have anything to do with
doesn't have
fantasy.
anything to do with fantasy.
Well, maybe my fantasy involves being in the World Series. You know.
Maybe in your fantasy tournament.
Yeah, there's only one October.
We also have the immortal gunslinger, the singer and lyricist for the Deadites, and destroyer of cancer, or I guess the fight's in progress, Dynamo Mars.
I'm losing one end, but
Losing what?
I'm losing one end of that fight. It's going poorly, but thank you.
You got ass cancer?
No, I feel like it.
Oh.
My friend Brando drives me took a giant dump in T's. bathroom, so
He was in there for a while. Yeah.
I changed the name of that room. It's painted. The door's painted like the TARDIS. I called it the Turdus.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad times. I thought he left. I looked for him for a half hour. Man, I'll never go in that bathroom again.
No, neither will I.
It's bad times.
Yeah, fucking the brown TARDIS.
We also have the vulgar guru of horror, star of Blood Pigs and Fetus, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
Man, I don't have anything to back that up. What you just said. Man.
Aren't you due to do something else?
Yeah, he's got to do.
No. Why? Do I?
Yeah,
You gonna write something?
I do.
or,
I am.
or be in a movie or do something
I
other
am.
than. No, I.
Well, we were all of us were in his next movie,
Yeah. Yeah. That's all. That's.
unless we end up on the cutting room floor, Raven Shadow.
We can't. I was thinking about that. I was getting anxiety. But we can't though. We
Getting
I
anxiety.
was. You don't get.
I am so gonna end up on the cutting room floor of Survival of the Film Freaks. I know that.
Well, you were on the
Oh,
actual
kinda-
floor of.
I kind of
Brian
hope I
Palmer
do
joint.
because I can't hang
Really?
with some of the people that he interviewed.
I heard if you wanted to be in the movie, you had to be on the editing room floor.
You gonna pass out now?
Face down, ass up.
How do you feel that if Alexander finishes the Deadites movie, I'll have almost like lapped your fucking filmography in 2016?
Oh no, what will I ever do?
Probably nothing until us
Nah,
until
he's-
us or Brian Paulin like gets you to do something. You
Yeah.
lazy asshole.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
You know when you see all the
You're
time
not
that you
lazy at work. You're lazy outside of work.
all the time that you say you're not lazy and you
Yeah.
explain what you do,
Mm-hmm.
all those things are the definition of lazy.
Well, you know, you don't. You're the kind of person who feels like he has to do something all the time.
Because
you know?
I like to be productive.
And that's great. Then there's some people that there are
That
a
feel
good amount
like
of
they
people
have
that
to
are
write an
like
article
that.
every 10
There are
years.
there are people out there that do that. There are people out there that do some things. There are some people that do very little things, and there's some people that do nothing.
Wait.
So what?
What's the second one again?
Shut
I'm
up.
not sure.
So what?
So what you want?
So what do you? What the fuck is he doing?
With the pajamas that you're flaunt.
Where'd you get your Walmart jams, my friend?
Aisle 7.
So you're saying you're one of the people that does nothing, and you're okay?
No. You're saying I'm one of the people that does nothing. I do quite a bit.
What do you do?
Well, for starters, I drive my girlfriend all over the place.
Well, that's not something.
That could be.
It is something.
That could be
if,
remedied.
If you drove, believe me, it would be something.
No, because you know what? I get all the places. I get more places than you, and I don't drive.
Yeah, because you're too busy begging for everybody, sounding like a whine ass all
No,
the
I
time.
don't sound like a whine
Will
ass.
somebody pick me up? I don't have a driving to work.
No.
Will somebody drive me home? I don't have a ride home.
Well, I
You go on
can't drive.
Facebook and you're like,
Wow.
I asked
will
for a ride.
somebody get me to the Stop and Shop?
Oh,
and
yeah,
Here we go. Here we go. He's grabbing the mic.
To quote-
Best of material.
To
right
quote the immortal now deceased Bobby Heenan, you are a ham and egger. You wake up, you go to your dumb job,
Ham and egg.
right? You come home, you sit on the couch, and you let other people entertain you. You add nothing
I-
to the greater thing. You are a ham and egger.
I am
A
more
ham
than
and egg
I
guy.
am more. Don't call me Ham and Dagger. I don't even know who that guy is.
And if you want to make fun of my learning disability, which makes
What
it
does
so I
your
can't
learning
drive,
disability
that
have to
makes
do
it
with
so I
You
anything?
can't
can't
drive.
drive, you asshole.
You dumb idiot.
You can't put the fucking pieces together.
You can't, and you sit here saying the wrong words
No.
for one in every third word. You post things on Facebook where you just use the wrong fucking. Here's my cat sitting under a desk, being
Yep.
prolific. No wonder you don't do anything. You don't know what prolific means.
Well, hey, I don't. There's a lot of words I don't know the meaning to.
So don't
you know?
fucking try to
I
use
use
them.
I thought I did. If
So-
I didn't. Wait, hold on. If I didn't know how to use the word prolific, why would I use it? If I thought I
You
knew
used
what,
it wrong.
if I thought I knew the meaning of the word prolific, I would use it, regardless of whether it's right or wrong. If you thought it was right, you would use it.
Inconceivable.
Oh, shut the fuck up. And you.
Yeah.
Johnny, you want some pizza?
I had some already.
So if you want to just, if the best you can do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
in your overwashed, 3 sizes too small egg round post shirt,
Yeah.
right, looking
Yeah.
like the blue meanie,
Yeah.
is make fun of my learning disability.
I'm
Go
not
for
making
it.
fun of your learning disability.
That's
you
what
don't.
that is.
That's the problem. Is you don't understand that you are. He can't drive because he can't because of his learning disability.
That's fine.
So when you make fun of him, you're making fun of his learning.
I'm not
disability.
making fun of him.
Yeah, you are.
No, shut up. I'm not. I'm making.
it's clear.
No, it's an It's a point I'm making. Oh God, here he goes with his Arsenio Hall. Ah! Here he goes.
So,
Here he fucking goes.
all right. So anyway,
Laughing about.
so
No.
your whole
What I'm doing is that I'm
because
making
you're
a statement. I'm
because
making
you're
a statement.
chauffeur.
I'm making a statement.
Right.
I'm
You're
making a
a
statement.
chauffeur.
I'm making a statement that you don't drive. I didn't say anything that you can't drive because of your learning
But
disability.
that's why I'm
I
asking-
have a learning disability myself.
That's why I'm asking for rides to get
'Cause
groceries
he can't
or
drive.
medicine because I can't drive. You.
Right. But you sound like a whiny bitch whenever it happens.
Wow.
Well, I'm just trying to be polite.
Wow.
Oh, don't do that.
Well, the thing is, all right. So your justification of what you do that makes you not lazy
Uh-huh.
is your girlfriend who doesn't like you chauffeur. That doesn't matter to me. I'm sorry
No,
if that
no.
makes me an elitist
No, that's no.
or a
there's
snob.
more to it.
That
There's-
doesn't matter to me.
there's
I
more
don't
to it
care
than
about
that.
that.
There's
Come-
more to it than
Come
that.
see me when you do something that isn't part of your natural primal function. When you do more
I
than
use-
eat, shit, and take care of your family, because that's your responsibility as a fucking human being,
Yep.
then come see me. But otherwise, shut the fuck up because you were lazy.
But not. You don't have to do. What I'm trying to say is that you don't have to do everything that you do.
kinda-
Wait.
No,
Everything.
no.
Wait.
Here's my point, though. You
This is
kinda
my
do
point. This is
when
my
other
point.
people
You don't
facilitate
have
all the
to
things
do
that you did do.
everything. You don't have to have.
Do something.
You don't have. Listen to me. You don't have to have every waking moment of your life being attributed to something creative.
I don't think
you
every-
could just sit. You could just sit back and enjoy something without having it without having it connected to something that you're creating.
I don't think that
Do you
I
not
do that,
understand
though.
that that's how he's wired?
Yeah,
It's
but
not
I-
like he forces himself.
I also don't think
No,
that.
I
also
understand
don't
that.
think
I
that
understand
do.
that.
I think I probably watch more movies than you. I think I definitely
Yeah.
read more than you. Like I think
comic books. That does not count as
He
reading.
reads books.
Oh,
No, I read books.
well, you know what? I take that back. That does count as reading.
and plus I read a lot
Comic
of books.
And what?
Plus I read a lot of books.
Okay.
I'm usually reading 3 books at a time.
Oh well.
But-
All right.
It's kind of confusing, though. I don't know.
But the thing,
One sentence from one from the other, one from the third.
Where'd James Bond go?
But my-
That's Tarzan.
but my point is that you have a springboard given to you by these amazing creative people. Not everybody
Yes.
gets to be in a Brian Pollan thing.
You're welcome,
Not
Masazu.
everybody gets to be on this show, right? And yet you squander it and don't do anything. You don't like you're not in anybody else's movies, and you could because you're talented. You're not good looking
No,
or
I'm-
smart.
I'm far from
or
that.
dress poorly, but you are talented at those acting, and with the right editor, you have a lot of good ideas writing wise. You just don't, and you should.
But
It's
that
a
does-
waste.
With the right
All
editor,
right.
with the right makeup artist, with the right special effects.
Yeah. With the right CGI artist, I just could look
Yeah.
beautiful.
the right body double.
You should.
But I understand that and I
needs a
appreciate
body
that. But
triple.
I just don't.
Yo, man, he's a body triple. That boy's so big, he need a body quattro.
It's getting hot in the air.
I'll take off all your clothes.
Because the thing is, if I had died a couple weeks ago, which was definitely a possibility, I downplayed the dangerousness of the surgery.
Yeah.
I would have, like, I don't know, like, I would have left everybody something. I would have
Bills.
That would, you're not kidding.
Air shockies.
Well, nobody would have ended up with that.
Shout out my air shock.
Jockeys.
This sucks.
Oh, you left me as dirty laundry.
Yeah. But you're just squandering your talent. There are a lot of you know why your girlfriend doesn't do artistic things because she can't. You know why a lot of people don't do artistic things because they can't. But the sin of it is that you can and you're not.
Well, you know, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from, but it's not like certain things run through my head and I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. Okay, that's a good idea, or whatever. But if I decide to pursue these ideas that you seem to think that I have floating around in my head.
You had this
on a-
idea once. Adam Green did it before you and put it in a fucking movie. And your idea, I love Adam Green, but your idea was funnier. The way you were going to do it was funnier.
Which idea was this?
The Diary of Anne Frankenstein.
Oh, the Diary of Anne Frankenstein. That's that. Yeah, but that's a.
That was great. Someone else already did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We reviewed the movie, sir.
We reviewed the Diary of Anne Frankenstein?
Yeah, it was Chillerama. We did that, right?
Chillerama.
Or did I do that somewhere else?
No, we didn't do it.
Rama.
Maybe you did it on the 31 days or 13 days or whatever.
Maybe.
But I don't know. I mean,
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact is, MZ,
Yo.
you could be doing more and you're not. It's a
If I-
choice. It's
yeah,
a
but
choice.
but that's
It's
if
a
I
choice.
want to.
I
mean,
feel
right,
like
right, it's
the
a
wrong.
choice.
The real problem is that you think you're doing a lot, which means you're going to be laying in an unfulfilling life.
Well, I don't think that's entirely true. I mean, you're partially right, but I don't think that's entirely true. I mean, I got you guys, and look where I am now. Thanks.
People love you though. You're huge in certain states.
You're huge in Japan.
Japan, Florida.
I'm huge down under.
Yeah. Well,
I should give you a fucking vacation to Australia.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Tried it out to kick any plants.
Yeah.
Kick a plant for me.
You kidding? That might be an alligator.
So
I ain't
far,
gonna- don't
you've
even
proved
get it.
your niceness and productivity by making fun of my learning disability
I wasn't making
and
fun
saying
of your
that you
learning
drive
disability.
your lady friend around.
I wasn't making fun of your learning disability. All I said is that you don't drive.
You are correct.
Yes,
No,
that's
you
not
didn't
making
say it
fun of
quite
your
that way.
No,
You said I
say
sound
you
like
don't-
a bitch.
No, wrong.
No.
You did
Wrong.
say wine.
I did say
oh.
wine on Facebook. If you ever
And-
read his posts,
In
he
Monsteer's
does
defense,
put it down, and it sounds like he's whining.
He was very.
But-
He was. You know. I know. I'm going to speak for you. You were very. You were very diplomatic when you said he reached out on Facebook with
Set
a
up
little
the gallows
bitch.
now.
That was very helpful in diplomacy.
Right.
Rocket Man.
I'm just saying I wanted 2016 to be a breakout year for you, but all it's been is for your midsection. So like you gotta fucking get out of this role.
Well, all those ideas got to go somewhere.
You know what? Like, it's
is an
up to him.
intervention.
If he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But it's a choice.
Unacceptable.
It's a choice.
But I mean, we're basically at both ends of the spectrum here.
Now you are on a spectrum.
I'm at one end, you're at the other end. But I mean, I'm getting this from somebody. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and to a certain degree, I agree with you. Although, take the situation for what it is, and that I'm getting this speech from someone who feels like he has to do everything to create like there's nothing that he doesn't do that isn't put towards something creatively. Like he can't just sit back and enjoy a movie
Well,
that he
masturbating isn't really.
Do you know how many movies I end up watching a week?
I can imagine.
How many
I can
movies
imagine.
do I review?
Quite a few. I mean, considering all the extra podcasting that you do, yeah, I can
Letterbox.
imagine you watch you.
Letterbox.
I imagine you watch quite a few.
Right, but
'cause
those
you're-
aren't for anything.
You're a prolific letterboxer, Dynamo.
Could be. I usually just write like one word though. But-
Shadow letterbox.
But that's not for anything. Here's my thing that I don't understand, and that I think
Yeah,
is
but
the
you put it.
explanation.
Yeah, but you put it towards Letterbox, and Letterbox is on the internet, and it's on Facebook, and and you put down your review for other people's entertainment. I mean, otherwise, what's the point?
Honestly, why do I do it? To keep track of the fucking list at the end of the year. For here.
You know what? You know what you do
Yeah,
instead?
but I send it out to all you guys at the end of the year.
You write it down on a piece of paper. I watched this year. I watched this, and then this, and then this. Or if you want to get really technological
But this
about
way
it,
it's on the
you
cloud.
could go to your phone and put it under memo and say, "Well, I boop 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 watch this, boop 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 watch this, boop 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 watch
Post-it
this,"
notes.
and then save that fucker.
But they organize it for me by like rating and everything else. Like I can go, I want to look at my 4 or 5 star ratings for this year.
Okay, well, if it's done just for the sheer fact of making it easy and organized, then okay, I guess I can understand that. But
My star system doesn't even really make sense in like the practical way. It's just for me to keep track. But the reality is that it's true he doesn't have to. But I think what I want to know, right, is what are you doing instead? The week seems so long to me. Like now, like the last few weeks, it's like since I've been sick, it's been short because I've had some pretty inclusive projects like that just seem like make the week fly by. But like more so than when I was working like a 9-to-5 job anyway. Like what are you doing with all that fucking time? That's a lot of fucking time.
a lot of time I do a lot of driving for starters. And that's just for openers.
you should be
You
an
know?
Uber driver.
I
Yeah,
go.
well,
right?
Charger.
Believe me, I've
You
been,
should charge her.
believe
You're
me,
my
I've been
best friend, Monster Zero.
I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about doing the whole Uber thing. You know,
That's fascinating. I would have you pick me up all the time. Oh, I'd be fucked up in bars and call you. Can I do that?
Well, you have to
work.
go through the app.
You have to pay.
Yeah. get paid.
You have to go through an app on your phone, and I don't think you're qualified to do that.
Uber for the first time ever.
Can I text you?
For the first time ever, Uber did that thing this last weekend where it jacked up the price on me. I've been lucky it hasn't happened because of the demand. So my normal $11 ride from the Cove was $21, and I was fucking pissed.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah. I could have took a cab for $21, but just driving. That's all you're doing.
No, I mean, there's a lot more to it. You got to understand, because my girlfriend, she don't drive, so
You probably make fun of her and call her a bitch.
Yeah,
No,
do you yell at her for whining when she asks you for a ride?
Yeah.
no.
Stop whining and asking me for a
The
ride.
crazy thing is he like was making fun of Mars for for always needing rides. Yet, what are you saying that you're?
No, I yell at her for everything else but that.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, wherever she has to go, I have to go because I'm the one who's driving her, and then I got to
Wherever
stay
he
there.
goes, I go.
And then I got to stay there.
I'm going to tell you something that I found out.
Why do you have to stay
Now
there?
that
Wait.
That's a very good question, and I would like for her to give you the answer.
Now
Does
that
she
my
roll the
girl-
windows down? It's hot out. Does she roll the windows down so you can breathe?
Do you know how many
Sometimes
rides?
she doesn't like the windows.
You know
rolled
my
down.
girlfriend doesn't drive right now, right?
Yes.
You know how many rides that I've arranged for her in this time?
Can't say that I do.
0, because she's a grown-ass woman,
There you go.
and she gets her own rides.
There you go.
So just say, I don't have to bring you everywhere.
Yeah. Would you like to tell her that?
I'm not afraid of her.
I can guarantee you won't be coming back with 2 arms.
I don't think that would go that way.
Oh, I can pretty much guarantee it.
Unless you
Are you afraid then?
unless you got single and like
Course
are going
I'm
out
afraid.
and are going out with Ronda Rousey now, I'm not afraid. I wouldn't hit her because I'm not an attitude era wrestler.
What's next, Johnny?
Very good question.
It's got him cornered. That's what it is.
No, I it's time to move on, man. I mean, we've been doing this shit for the past.
All right, well, we introduced everyone.
No,
so
we did not. You guys are fucking
They're in
cahoots.
cahoots.
You guys sucks.
They've been in cahoots the whole time. It was just to fuck up your intro.
It sucks. I'm glad you all have learned disabilities.
We also have the chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shaking, lorazepam loving, former comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein, the Pippa Promotions, and the Italian rapscallion Michael Ravenshadow.
That's right, Johnny. Thank you. Fucking someone's a professional. And I'm also been very prolific.
Prophylactic? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Prolific prophylactic.
Prophylactics cost money.
To your credit, you have been very prophylactic.
Yeah. I never used them. But no, I made a triumphant return appearance on with the Dr. Chris program over the weekend. Thanks. Yeah,
I'm waiting to hear about it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, it was my next appearance on the Dead TV podcast, which new episode dropped today on iTunes, Apple.com.
It's not iTunes. It's Apple Podcasts.
According to my link I was sent, it's at iTunes and Apple.com. Apple.com.
Applecon.
Applecon. I'm going to the
He
Applecon.
puts the Applecon before the horse.
You see, I'm gonna go to Applecom. I'm gonna hang out at the Andeds Orchard stable.
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of fucking Macintosh cosplayers. I don't fucking
Oh my
know.
God.
The Dead TV podcast is very exciting. What that show does, for those who don't know, they take a show that's been canceled or dead, and they break it down by every episode. So we did the Swamp Thing, the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out why Dr. Chris hates me. It was very exciting. It was fun. Mrs. Seneca was running amok. And we discussed a lot of cool cartoons that I wish we watched instead. But yeah, so check that out. Dead TV at Apple Bottom Podcast.
Wow.
One thing, you are amazing. You make everything.
No, you find everything nasty. The Swamp Thing. Earth really needs you.
Remember the PSA with the kids from Swamp Thing 2.
Yes.
Yeah. And they were versions of them in the cartoon.
Look, Omar,
Yeah.
the cup floats like a boat.
Yeah.
And Born on the Bayou was playing in the background.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, a little on the nose with a lot of the songs of them, huh?
Yeah.
Like, I am glad that in this show, do we talk about it? Swamp Thing has a team, and he has a Native American ally named Tomahawk. And episode 1, you'd love it. The racism is flowing. It's pretty much like Swamp Thing, you know. It's very bad. It does change though as the episodes progress, but it's not good. Don't watch that.
Tomahawk.
So when does it come out?
Today, I just said today. Yeah.
All right, sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
That's- Thank you.
Is it like Tomahawk or is it Tom A. Hawk?
Ooh, that'd be good.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah, no, it's Tomahawk and his buddy Bayou Jack.
I have it all queued up.
They're really nice,
Yeah.
nice,
I can show you.
nice.
Tomahawk, Tom A. Hawk is one of the bad wrestling gimmicks I had when I wanted to do like the most outrageous wrestling
Tom A.
federation ever. I wanted to have a not like offensive Native American character, but have that be his name, and have people always try to ask him about it, have him be clueless. But the best angle I ever came up with is something that Wolfie's said offhandedly in a video from 900 years ago. I wanted to have a character named Ku Klux Knievel.
I remember this. I remember
That was a
this.
high flying
Yeah.
character, and he dressed in all like almost like one of the conquistadors, but all white.
Of
Right?
course.
Like his whole body is covered, and he's got like screens over the eyes, right? And then in a big match, I want him to get unmasked and have it be an African American guy.
Nice.
And he
Clayton
says-
Bigsby.
yeah, like Clayton Big.
Yeah.
That's what stole my
Yeah, it
thunder when I
did.
finally saw that. That would have been. I would. Man, I'm like the second coming of Ole Anderson. I would have put butts in seats.
Who had the speculum splash? What character was that?
I think I was Smoke a Tie.
No, I don't think so.
I thought that was one of our names for
Oh,
it.
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
We're trying to come up with
I think
becoming the Paragon Plunge, but we're
Right.
trying to think of different names for it. I think that was that.
Okay.
Speculous.
know what one of his other moves
Was
were
he a
called?
gynecologist or something?
No,
like
I thought we had a gynecologist gimmick for a while. We were talking about.
Know what one of his other moves were? They didn't have names because he didn't call anything.
No.
Twist your arm and kick it and your shoulder. Hope it doesn't hurt you enough to do the rest of the match.
I like the one that's called Break My Grill.
Yeah.
Or Break Johnny's Grill.
All right.
was going to be my grill.
Yeah, it was a nice grill too. We could have made.
No, it wasn't nice, but
Would have been better than nothing.
yeah. It was going to be the grill that I brought to my new apartment.
Well,
All right, so we've introduced everyone. We talked about what's going on. We got some awesome fucking people hanging out in the chat room.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go ahead and see what's up with them. A lot of people were saying give MZ a break. I think
Who was saying it?
people thought we were being a little
Name one person who said it.
Drive Jack and Mark.
Mark, no.
Hey, Drive Jacket. Thanks a lot,
He's
buddy.
just drunk. He doesn't really feel that
Well,
way.
maybe he is, but at least he's on my side.
No one else said that.
And 17 minutes ago, Julie's Meow Meow says, "Wow, we're fighting early."
Julie
And she
Meow
said-
Meow.
And she said, "We are the world."
Julie Meow Meow, just so you know,
It's Meow Meows.
I had a
It's not Liberian either.
stop it. I had a conversation with a female member of my band this week that also, upon research, is incredulous of your reality. I think she may have a crush on you, but she also thinks that you're probably just really Johnny and Tiny sent here to haunt me.
Drive Jack and Mark says, "Why doesn't Dynamo do what I do? Drive unlicensed."
I did do it the other day. Someone brought me a whole bunch of the Monster cereal,
Nice.
like 6 boxes, and I was wicked excited.
Nice.
And
Some good shit right there.
I got home from one of the shows the other day, and all I could think of was that, and there was no cereal in the house.
Oh, shit.
Well, there was when I went and got it. See, that's a misnomer, too. I know how to drive. I'm probably not a bad driver. Like, I would probably be a bad driver if I, went on the highway or tried to drive anywhere far. But there's, certain things that apparently are important to people that give you a driver's license, and I can't do those things. So, probably better driver than you and now. If we had a race.
Oh, let's do
Raven
that.
Shadow, give me your car.
All right.
Cecil says, "So many people." I lost it. Hold on, I gotta scroll back. He said, "So many people pretending to be busy all day can't even make it to a live show." So kudos, MZ.
Thank
At least
you.
you made it to the live show.
Yes, thank
What
you.
live show?
Right, what we're doing right now.
Oh, wow.
There's a couple comments. I guess people like my body triple comment.
That's really good. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, that was gold.
Yeah,
And
I like the.
Cecil said Dynamo got me pumped by just by chastising MZ.
Yeah. I admit I am an elitist and a snob like that, but I am. Like I don't know, when I talk to people and they tell me that they're fucking tired from that, I don't care, because I know a dude who has 2 crazy fucking kids, right? He fucking writes all the music for this fucking show. He does fucking kung fu. He buys 9 million cents, and right now he's building fucking Spooky World in his backyard at night in the fucking rain. Don't tell me that you're fucking busy until you build a fucking Spooky World.
And you birthed 2 kids.
Yeah, I helped
Well,
that
what kind
fucking
didn't do that?
I helped that fucking kid carry 22 15-foot PVC pipes out of his fucking car the other day. They were sticking out so fucking far that everyone honked at us all the way from my house to his house. That kid's busy.
Fuck you.
Corny says, I wish I didn't have to drive. I'd teleport everywhere.
Yes.
Driving definitely
Teleportation
will
be
cut
great.
into my.
Cecil says, sigh. I used to teleport. #Brundlefly.
That will cut into my snapping the carrot time though.
Drive Jacket Mark says, people do what they want. Gifted or not, MZ will do something. May take time, but the time will come. He says, he may be one of those guys who puts out a great film at 60.
Mark. I've known him for most of my life. I'm starting to worry that the time's not going to come. I'm very concerned, and as a dear friend, I'm trying to intervene.
Julie Meow Meow says, I'd be first in line to teleport, except I've read Stephen King's short story, The Jaunt.
Yeah, but she's also not admitting she's real or not real right now, so I see how it is.
Drive Jacket Mark says, my personal cop is on a date.
Really?
Whoa.
Oh, hey
That's
now.
another thing. You don't go on dates.
Yeah.
Do you ever go on dates with your girl?
No,
Do you go on dates with any girls?
no.
You know she's not going to find you. You'd have to drive her to wherever you are.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to have to call an Uber.
So?
You'd be like, okay.
Okay. By the way, there's no more money in the bank account.
But look at this star screen.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at this. Look at this masterpiece tracks. Look at it. Look at it.
Cecil says, if MZ didn't see Mother yet, he's officially lazy in my book.
No.
Sorry, not sorry.
I am that's definitely on my list. I have to see that.
I didn't see it yet because I'm just not sure I'm going to like it. I have another gift certificate.
Because your friends don't like it.
No, I'm afraid I'm going to.
Yeah, John. Yeah.
Oh
it's a
boy!
callback.
You like
You
that?
just opened fucking Pandora's box.
You
Way
like
to go, dickhead!
No, one friend who I know doesn't like it. One friend.
Say the name. Who's the name?
Jakey.
Who is it?
Who was it? Name him. Name him.
See, Jakey didn't like it.
name? I want it.
Jakey didn't like it, and I often agree with Jakey. Now, Wolfie and El Goro did like it, and I never agree
I haven't
with these.
seen it.
I thought you said you went and saw it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I wanted to.
But you just gonna
I'll go
like it
see-
because of who the director is?
Well, I'll go see anything he puts out.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm going to like it.
Darrenofsky is awesome.
Noah wasn't amazing. It was okay.
Oh,
That might have been his weakest film.
didn't
Yeah,
like
it's,
that at
it's
all.
by far his weakest film.
That movie's barely a movie.
Yeah.
But I'm also going on the fact that that guy is like 50-50 for me. Sometimes 50-50 in a movie. But I don't think there's anything wrong with like pushing it down my list a little bit when I have so many fucking movies to see. That if somebody who I trust dearly says that, I'm probably gonna hate it.
A couple months ago, Pi was on cable, and I watched it, and I'm like, I mean, I knew it was good, and I have the DVD at home, but
You'd
it's
never
just that
seen
young.
Pi?
Oh no, I've seen
Oh,
Pi.
okay,
I have it
okay.
at home. I have it on
I
DVD.
find that hard to believe.
But I haven't seen it in so long, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watch it, and you forget just how good it is.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while.
Just how
either.
good and how smart and how intelligent that movie really is. It's amazing, that movie.
Guest 177 types, Slagoth lives. It's Slagoth. He says, the hurricane almost killed me,
All right.
but I'm back, bitches.
Holy fuck, the hurricane took his screen name.
Welcome back, Slegoff. Good to have you, man. I'm glad that you're okay, and that it seems like everything in the house and the family is okay. So
Slagoff, please be in touch soon. I fell out of touch during all that, and there's a really not good reason. There's a shitty reason, but I was thinking of you the whole time, man. I was hanging with Slagoff as much as I could online while it was coming, and then we actually lost a friend of the family in the hurricane.
You serious?
Yeah.
Oh shit, sorry.
sucks, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I only knew him. I feel bad because I realized that I talked to him for about 7 years, 3 times a week, because he would call to talk to my in-laws.
Oh jeez.
And then, like, so if I walked, he lived there, but if I walked by him, what's funny is they talk about that no one. Maybe they mean specifically because of the storm, but he definitely, it was bad situation. My father-in-law was very broken up about it. So, and I often don't see him broken up, so it was very weird. But yeah, so
Sorry, I'm like reading chat, and just realized I'm laughing while you're telling.
oh
that
no,
story.
it's okay. I was cognizant.
I feel like an asshole. Jesus.
Nice, John. Yeah, nice.
Well, I was just
Yeah.
first time Mike popped in and says, "Evening family, rest in peace, Bobby the Brain."
Yeah.
Then that's funny to you? That's why you left?
No,
You're
I'm
fucking
trying to.
sick guy.
Jesus
It's all
Christ.
fucking coming out. It's all a fucking act.
Slegoff says, love the opening to Return of the Swamp Thing where they show all the artwork of Bernie Wrightson and Stephen
they do.
Bissett
Oh,
and John
yeah.
Toddleben.
Yeah.
The thing I was laughing at was Julie Meow Meow saying, gyno gimmick?
Oh, sure. Blame Julie Meow Meows.
I'm not blaming her.
Yeah.
I'm blaming myself.
Because he is Julie Meow Meow, see?
And then Julie says, LMAO, Mars. Laugh my ass off, by the way, in case you didn't know. I'm real and lady crushes are welcome.
Wow, if you take this,
You
one from
just
me,
blushed.
If you take this one from me, I'm gonna be angry. Like, I've been defending. I've been getting lady and man crushes off this one for a long time.
I don't know what's more red, his face or those Twizzlers.
It could be that I might be allergic to these Gatorade juice too. I'm not blushing. Who's next, Johnny?
Drive Jack Mark says, I've never had a license, Dynamo, not ever. I own a car, I drive everywhere, only been caught twice.
Yeah, well, I'm the fucking asshole that fucking owns 2 cars, and pays for them, and doesn't drive.
Cecil says, I love pie so much.
I like blueberry
the
pie,
movie.
pumpkin pie. Oh.
You like blueberry buckle.
That's coming next week. It's part of the cram jam before the show.
First time Mike says, pie is one of those mind-expanding movies I enjoy.
Yeah.
And Julie Meow Meow says, in the U.S., driving without a license is a really bad idea.
See, I don't think that I like. Maybe she's really a policeman. I don't think I like mine.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind getting cuffed.
Hey.
Strip searched.
hey, let's not run off another.
Put the glove on.
What is this? What is this?
I'm sorry, it's not me. Myra's gonna be mad at me.
Puts the rubber glove on. Psh.
All right, we need to wrap this shit up because we got a film
I
to
have
talk
something I want to
about.
fucking talk about.
What do you want to talk about? Go
I
ahead.
don't care.
No, go ahead.
I went and saw 2 this weekend, but specifically, I went and saw our bass player Moraz get together with his band. That's one of my favorite bands ever, and play one of the best live shows I've ever seen in my whole entire life. In a room where we fucking bombed out last time, so I felt like one of us got one back. But I got and saw the Curtain Society.
Mm-hmm.
It was a reunion of theirs. They hadn't played for a long time when they played with us about 4 years ago, and then they haven't played since then. So it was pretty awesome, and it was so good. Made me think that it may spark something. You know what I mean? They may start rocking again. But man, I feel bad. Like if you could have been there and didn't go, it was fucking amazing. Like they were so good. No one else was good about it, and you don't see this a lot at shows, is that everyone was so fucking happy to be seeing it. Like you could just feel that everybody was like, I'm so glad I'm here. It was like when I saw Faith No More when I didn't know they were going to fucking take my money and get back together again and do a real tour like in 6 months. I was just so happy to be there with, and everybody was so happy and they sounded so good and they had that like look real good that only comes from like that sort of cocksure swagger that comes from like
being on stage, hearing it, knowing that you're fucking. Because sometimes you're up there and you're not sure. In any sort of entertainment, when I would wrestle, when I play music, like, you're not sure. I'm never sure, you know, and incredulous when anyone says I do good, but I've done enough to understand it. And they were just amazing. It's so good to see our dear friend and sound guy Roger LaValle up there singing and playing some of the best songs. And man, that guy's one of the best guitar players ever. I know that it's a hard argument for me to make with like a lot of people not knowing who they were, but it was, you know, it was also like the Halloween extravaganza, in the sense where people came down from Canada, people came from some people were there from Philly, some people were there from New York City. Like, it was just awesome. And Thinner played a killer set. Like, I can't say, and they did the other thing that Johnny will appreciate this. You know how there's songs you like that just aren't songs that are in bands' live repertoire normally?
Mm-hmm.
I have a list of 4 songs that I always like, man, if Curtain Society plays one of these 4 songs, it's a good show no matter what. And, like, this is, like, from when they were still playing all the time 10 years ago. They played Adrenaline, which was one of them. They played Chemical, which is a newer song, but they don't ever play it, which was one of them. And they played, I'm fucking blanking on the title of the song, Swing Evasion. Yeah, and it was fucking amazing. But, you know, most specifically, they played Adrenaline, which, other than the release party for the CD that was on, I don't think I've ever heard them play it. And it was incredible. It was better. It's one of those songs where, like, when I went back and listened to the recorded version, like, I wish that they recorded it again, because it sounded like the live version is just so much better. Like, so I did post some videos on my Instagram and on my Facebook wall, so if we're buddies on there, or you're on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, they ended up on Twitter too, even though I found out I got chastised by our former manager, Barry Dennis, who it was his 50th birthday, and he's starting to look like George Washington now, so I didn't fucking care what he had to say, because every time he yelled at me, he looked like George Washington, so it didn't matter. But I guess I'm not supposed to record at Ralph's anymore. Whatever. I fucking built that room, you fucking dicks. But yeah, so it was a pretty special night for me. It just felt good. Like, it was one of those things where, like, it was double good because of what had just happened to me, and all my friends were there, and I got to spend a lot of time with Slacks. And we were only 3. Tiny made a joke that was true. He goes, there are more Deadites here than the last time the Deadites played. But we were only short 3 Deadites, so that was pretty fucking amazing. The Screamsters was there. 12 Gauge was there. Miss Matrix was there. Tiny and I, of course, were there. Andy. So it was like it was a great night. And then I went out, had a mandate with Andy Christ the next night to see Nikki Luparelli and the Gold Diggers play, featuring Donna Matrix. And the Cove looks and sounds better than when we were there last time, gentlemen. So
Really?
Yeah. So it's gonna be a fucking. It's really a treat. I'm very excited. Not only am I excited, I'm excited to host there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited for people from out of town or people who don't normally go to rock clubs to be there. So that place looks fucking outstanding and sounds outstanding. Though I gotta say, Teddy wasn't there to mix, so the mix kind of got away from whoever they did have there. But that's the only time since before the place opened that he wasn't there, so he deserves a vacation. It was his birthday, so he deserves a vacation. And happy birthday, Teddy, by the way. And yeah, like it's fucking great. It was great. The lights, the new lights they put in, the new sound stuff that's already in. Think about that for a fucking difference, right? With what we were putting up before, there's already new sound equipment there a year in.
Mm.
That's what's called putting it back into the business, children. So yeah, it was fucking great. But like, especially music lovers, like, you know, I understand why they weren't there, but especially music lovers, you know, like Myra and Johnny, like, I actually felt like, not in a dickish way or a condescending way, but I actually felt bad that they didn't get to experience. I felt bad that everybody did, but for somebody who I know that would have appreciated hearing how that room, especially for somebody who would have appreciated hearing how that room sounded 20 years ago. But yeah, it was fucking great. And if it won't be the same, but we haven't done a double tap in a while, but go on iTunes or wherever you get your digital media and pick up Curtain Society's Every Corner of the Room. It's the newest one. Drive Jack and Mark, I think you'll fucking dig it the most, actually. But, you know, I think everybody will love it. leave it a review and say old Uncle Dynamo sent you. But please give Curtain Society a look. They're my family. They've literally have all been part of the Deadites in some way or the other over the years, and they've all made us sound good and worked hard to make us be good. And I'm thinking that good show and a boost in CD sales or what Apple Music downloads, is that what they're called now, might really push them to make some new music together. So if you have a couple extra shekels or Bandcamp, I'm sure they may have a Bandcamp actually, and that goes better to them. But either way, just go find their music somewhere and check them out. I'm thinking that they probably don't now that I said it out loud, but
I'm looking and don't see Bandcamp. They have a SoundCloud, but typically you don't make money off of that.
Yeah, so
in the chat room, SL says, "So sad I missed TCS, Curtain Society."
Hi, SL. You should have heard everybody be mean to me before, except for Johnny.
She was probably here. All right. Well, let's looking at the chat, see if there's anything we missed here. They're talking about the penalty for driving without a license between Australia and America.
What's the penalty in Australia? Is they whip you with a wobble.
Gulag, right? Is that the name of it?
That's what I make after New Year's Eve with my leftover Chinese food.
All right, so I think we got to head to break in just a moment here. But if you guys want to help support the show, head to trickortreatradio.com. On the right-hand side, you're going to see a bunch of links. You're going to see Horror Pack. Sign up for 4 DVDs or Blu-rays sent directly to your door every month. We also have an affiliate link with Amazon. If you guys do shopping on Amazon, I know you do. Go ahead and click our link. And if you don't want to keep going to trickortreatradio.com every single time, what you can do is right-click on the Amazon image and then bookmark that page. And then every time you go to Amazon, use that link. And we'll get a cut of everything you buy. It doesn't cost them any extra, Michael Raven Shadow.
But it helps keep the lights on.
That's right. It sure does. So you guys do shopping in Amazon, use our link. Also, we have our friends over at Make Some Noise!
XSplit!
Our friends over at XSplit. They provide the live streaming video you see every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till about midnight-ish. On Wednesdays, we do this shit live. If you guys have never checked out a live show, I recommend you come and do it because it's fun. It's fun to hang out and shoot the shit. You can kind of be interactive and be part of the show.
You're at the table.
You're at the table, absolutely. We're talking over you, but you're at the table.
And you're going to buy the check, but
You're going to buy the check or pay it?
You're going to sign the check and you're going to buy it. And put it in a museum.
And if you guys do want to buy any merch, go to trickortreatradio.com, click on the store, and in there you're going to find some digital content. You're going to find Greatest Hits Volumes 1 and 2. You're going to find some T-shirts. We got a new Deadites 2020 T-shirt and a bunch of other stuff. So give that a look. And also, speaking of Greatest Hits, we should probably talk about this off air, but I would like to do another volume of Greatest Hits.
Started bookmarking.
Okay, good. So if anyone out there, listeners, has something, if you guys have heard the first two, or even if you haven't heard the first two Greatest Hits, let us know some of your favorite bits, segments, calls, voicemails, emails.
Hey, Johnny.
Anything like that. Let me finish my thought. Anything like that, and let us know because we can go ahead and put it on the next Greatest Hits. Yes, Dynamo.
You need to remind me when we talk about that stuff off air that there's two things very importantly I have to talk to you about air.
Okay.
Sounds like, I can just say it, stuff I used to do on my computer that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like make copies of CDs.
Yep.
And
yeah, we can do that as long as there's enough lead time. We can do that
intros.
Shit here, so. We can do that shit here
No,
too.
everyone loves intros.
And only you.
Oh, man. Fans.
All right, so I think that's going to do it. So if you guys do have some recommendations for the Greatest Hits, you can reach out to us a few ways on Twitter at the Deadites. Just go ahead and tweet us. Let us know the episode number and a timestamp, or just a general idea of what it was about. Like when we did the Cenobites, say episode so and so Cenobites, and then if you have a timestamp, that would also be super helpful. Or you can email us, podcast@trickortreatradio.com, and that goes for feedback. If you guys have feedback at any time, podcast@trickortreatradio.com, email, send us a voicemail. All you got to do is use the voice memo app on your smartphone and shoot it on over to us. We would love to hear from you.
I thought we weren't doing the questions of the feedback anymore.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we're still doing that?
When have we stopped doing it?
I thought we did.
No.
I saw a thing online.
That's another show, you idiot.
Oh.
It's the Cult of Muscle. All right, Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch It Comes at Night.
Yes.
It's not the Axel Braun piece. It's another movie.
Ah.
What do you do to prepare?
Well, because of that fucking knowledge, I procrastinate.
Yep.
And then I wait to watch the movie.
By the way, have you mentioned that he has a Justice League movie? Or there is I don't know if it's Axel Braun, but I saw someone post
Oh, it should
on
be. It's a
Facebook
matter, it's a
today
matter of
that,
time,
that
right?
there's a Justice League.
I want to
porn
fucking,
now.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, of course. But
Sure.
Oh, you did? Oh, so you knew?
well, I mean, it's going to happen, right? I mean, like
That's the one that was directed by Bryan Singer, right?
the porn.
The porn?
Oh, was it?
No.
That was some alleged things happened. I don't think it was a porn movie he made.
Oh, do you want to see? You want to see the trailer?
Yeah,
Part of your procrastination was hanging out with old Uncle Dynamo at the comic shop.
that's right.
Oh, ABP.
This is fascinating. For those who listen. All porn aside, they have accurate costumes.
As Shakespeare said.
Justice
World
League Triple
leaders
X.
have shown themselves to be deranged criminals. Financial
I
stability.
don't know if this is a good idea, but
Oh, I think it's a great idea.
Pretty good to me.
Join me tomorrow
All right,
night
it's only
at
an hour
8
40
p.m. for a very
minute
special
45.
sit-down
Can't be any
with
worse
one
than when
of
you
the
play the
most
gangbang
controversial
zombies.
figures.
you said that to me, asshole.
But listen,
Wow.
this clock.
Oh, he's good. He's a better clock than clock.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, no, they're getting ready. It's
Yeah,
Wonder
they're
Woman.
getting ready,
Yeah,
all right.
They're building a team.
Oh, is that the mother box?
Yeah, this is.
Is he going to put it in the mother box?
Oh, he's been Superman before.
You're going to find out why he's the Man of Steel.
Oh, that's a horrible Flash costume.
Listen,
Wow.
Green Lantern,
Oh, GL's in it.
Batwoman. This is the fucking Justice League. Lex.
That Kurt Angle?
Ooh, Lisa Ann?
The fucking-
Nice.
Oh, it's
Basha.
yeah.
I love Lisa Ann.
No.
It's time. It is time for us to come together.
Pretty sure we just did.
I was wondering where I thought it was going to be all action, not the kind that Raven Shadow wants, but
Listen.
No, that was good enough. I like that. That was great.
Yeah, listen. The Axel Braun joints, they are costume accurate, like you like at times, and then they have supporting characters. There's Cat Grant, as we saw, Batwoman, Hal Jordan. You know, keeping it real.
You know what Batwoman's into.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah, she diversifies. So anyway, I think you answered your question, Johnny. I'm getting all the vapors here.
I get all the vapors.
I put it off. And then I went to my old buddy Dynamo at the comic shop.
Yep.
And then because I trust his opinion,
Yep.
I think, you know what? I'm not going to like this movie.
Yep.
So I wait. I wait until the night before. 2:30 in the morning.
Uh-oh.
And I put it in.
No, you did not.
I put it in. Did I like it? Did I hate it? Did I fucking watch it? Strap on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, and Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
I will be Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
Hello, this is the Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, but you can just call me Frank. And when I'm not stomping around the woods throwing rocks at hunters, I like to listen to the Paranormal Punchers podcast. That's right, Paranormal Punchers. They talk about all things paranormal, and they're hilarious. Go find them on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and ParanormalPunchers.com.
We are back on Trick or Treat Radio.
Paranormal Punches as the Yeti's agent. I don't recall ever saying that he could work for anyone else.
Oh, no?
No.
Might have to sue him.
We got a pretty good lawyer.
That's true, we do.
I won't sue him. I'm on that show.
Cecil says, Marauder-esque jams. Is that true? Would you say that Marauder's influence?
I don't think Tiny Maraudered anyone. I don't know what Marauder is.
Giorgio Moroder.
I don't think I knew that that's how you say that.
How do you say it? Giorgio.
No, I think the last name I thought was said differently.
Well, someone will tell me and go fuck myself if I'm wrong.
I'm sure you're right. I used to say a nano, remember?
All right, so we're going to talk about It Comes at Night. Not the Oxybron joint. All right, so It Comes at Night was directed... Well, actually, it's rated R, 91 minutes, horror mystery from 2017. Got a theatrical release in June of this month, or this year, and just hit VOD a few weeks ago. And it is written and directed by Trey Edward Schultz, and it stars Joel, is it Edgerton or Edgerton? Anyone know?
I think it's Edgerton.
Okay, Joel Edgerton. We'll go with that. Christopher Abbott, Carmen Ejogo, Riley Keough, Kelvin Harrison Jr., and Griffin Robert Faulkner.
This is much darker than Schultz's peanut stuff, huh?
And the synopsis we have here. Secure... Yeah, we all know Soldier. Secure within a desolate home as an unnatural threat terrorizes the world, a man has established a tenuous domestic order with his wife and son. Then a desperate young family arrives seeking refuge. I don't even know where to fucking start with this one because I got a shitload of notes.
Q-Buster.
No. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to do a spoiler review. I know Mars is can't believe that this warrants it. I think it does. I think it absolutely does. So this movie, when it came out, I only saw one side of the fence or the other. People fucking hated it and people fucking loved it. I didn't see any in between. Now, granted, this is within my, social network sort of sphere, so that's all I have to go by. But I saw both sides. Can any of you guys remember anyone being like, it was okay?
Stay tuned to this review.
No, I mean on social media or friends.
No. I did talk to somebody at the shop who was vehemently against it.
Against it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trick for him.
Okay.
He didn't like it.
Well, that's kind of what I said. One side or the other.
Well, he's on the side that didn't like it.
It was also the same person who told you about Death Note?
Somebody else.
No, I had a couple of friends that actually championed this film.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a few people championing it as well. So I wanted to see this in... What?
I was just telling about his friends that championed it. Joel Eckerton.
Oh. I did want to catch this in theaters, but didn't get a chance to. And it wasn't in the theaters very long because I think it was so divisive. And this flick was made for basically $2.5 million was the budget on this one. So pretty small budget.
And pretty amazing what they were able to do with that budget.
And it did end up making...
Yeah, they grew all those trees.
Yeah. That lumber was expensive.
Seeds don't cost much, man.
It did end up making $14 million domestic and worldwide a total of 19.2, so just under 20 mil. Not a great showing, but for a small film like this, I would say that that's a success. If you can, if your budget's 2.5 and you make 20, to me that's a success.
Yeah,
right?
that's 10 times the amount coming back to you, man. That's awesome. And for an upstart company like A24, they should be very pleased with that return.
Yeah. So I think that this movie, and also let me add, the A24 is also the company that put out The Witch earlier last year. So they have, and I think they did The Lobster as well. They have like kind of an offbeat sort of vibe to their films. Not quite, definitely not Hollywood blockbusters, but definitely sort of more on the art house spectrum of things, I would say. So, and this is the second film from director Trey Edward Schultz, and his first was a film called Krisha, which supposedly got a lot of good praise, and I personally don't think I've seen people talking about that film, but it got a lot of decent praise, especially as a debut for a director, which I'm kind of curious. After reading a little bit about it, I'm kind of curious to check it out. So I think that's the setup. So did anyone have any preconceived notions heading into this one? As in... So here's one thing here.
I try to keep all.
Yeah, we know.
Preconceived notions out.
You don't listen to any of your friends.
No, I don't.
Through listening to you, it seems like you keep all notions out.
One thing I will say is the title of this film, even if you didn't hear anything, I think the title of this film could be misleading and could set expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So already right off the bat, and the marketing campaign, someone in the chat room mentioned it. I don't, let's see. Oh, it was Cecil. He says, I hate its marketing campaign. So already there's like, I think they had a lot working against them with the title of the movie. The marketing campaign made it look like it was more of a horror based flick. So I think it had kind of a lot working against it heading into the theater. So I guess this is one, we are going to talk spoilers, not right away. I want to at least talk about our impressions of the film. And this is a film for me that has a lot going on. It's very minimalistic, but it's sort of like that whole thing. I always forget who said this, if it was John Coltrane or Miles Davis. I think it was Coltrane. But he basically said, the quote is something to the degree of, the notes you don't play are just as important as the notes you do play. And I think that rings true here. And not a lot of people are going to want to see that side of it, you know? They're looking for what was on screen, and what was on screen maybe doesn't make complete cohesive sense in the grand scheme of things when you watch this film from beginning to end. When you dig in a little deeper, when you think about it, I think this movie has more to it than that. But is that a failing on the director, that making your film potentially warrant multiple views, is that a failing on the director?
No,
Not
I
always.
wouldn't think so.
Okay.
Especially if it was deliberately made like that, I wouldn't think so. I mean, movies are meant to be watched over and over and over again. You know, that's how you know.
Well,
but to not understand it,
I think yes and no. I mean, I think you need to have you can't expect, oh well, you didn't watch it 10 times, you don't get it. I mean, I think you have to have a payoff. But if it's good or if there's more there, that's when the subsequent view is. But I think, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's got to be either you like it or you don't. But anything extra is just more to the layers.
Yes. So I literally have, I have more notes for this film than any other film we reviewed. And we're talking 269 episodes here. I have more notes than any single film we reviewed.
That's fascinating.
So, which
it really is fascinating to me. Like,
right? Like it's very funny. Even from the jump, is there's already two ends of the spectrum here, a different kind of spectrum. You know, with Johnny and Dynamo. So I find that very intriguing.
I spent my note time working on new marketing things for A24.
Okay, what are those new marketing
Michael
things?
Ranchow, you read this for me because you're the voice.
He's the pimp of promotions.
Yeah, you ready? Go.
Okay.
Tell me, A24, if you're listening,
All right.
listeners, tell me what you think.
I think who in the chat room said they didn't like the marketing?
Yeah.
Cecil.
All right, Cecil. This I think you're gonna like this.
Right, ready?
Okay, this is for you, Cecil. I
Okay,
think this
go.
will make it all better. It's like, all right, you know, coming next summer, A24 will put out any old shit.
There you go, man. Great, huh?
Was that better?
In the mail.
That's better.
That's it. That's what you had.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, my other one was A24. We put out The Witch, and now we're coasting.
Did you see The Lobster?
I tried.
Let me see what else they put out.
Well, I think the witch also
Didn't they put out? They didn't put out Free Fire, did they? Actually, I like that.
the witch
They put
also
out High Rise, which I didn't like.
Ex Machina.
Oh yeah, you're right. I apologize, A24. I love Ex Machina.
But I think Witch was also marketed kind of the wrong way as well, too, right?
Yes.
Oh, they did that movie Good Time with
Jimmy J.J. Walker?
Robert Pattinson, the Twilight dude. It's supposed to be real good. Dynamite.
Damn.
A Ghost Story. It Comes at Night. Free Fire. You're right.
Yep.
Moonlight.
I like Free Fire.
Moonlight, which won the Oscar.
Academy Award.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Lobster.
I just couldn't get into The Lobster. I have to go back and watch it.
Oh, The Black Coat's Daughter, Mars.
Yep. There we go.
Oasis?
Yeah, there you go, right there.
The Monster. They did The Monster.
The person in question loves Blackcoat's Daughter, and I don't love Blackcoat's Daughter.
Swiss Army Man.
Didn't like that.
Green Room.
It was good.
It was okay.
That was
They
a
did
movie that came out that year.
The Witch.
The Witch!
Great flick.
Ex Machina.
Love that movie.
A lot of these I haven't heard of, so there's no point in.
What's that? Is that Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, they put out Tusk.
I thought you were helping him.
Under the Skin. They did Under the Skin.
Oh.
All right, so
they
I'm
did.
wrong.
They did Lock.
Okay.
I love
Spring
Locke.
Breakers.
I haven't seen
Locke
that.
was good.
I
Okay.
apologize. Fine, I was being outrageous.
All right.
But lately, it seems like their name on things. For when I'd see it, I wasn't excited. I was just kind of like, oh man.
Cecil says 824. What the fuck ever? You know, it's always 50-50 with any movie anyway.
A24, A only cost $2.5 million.
Cecil also says 824. What's up, Ben Wheatley?
A24, cheaper than Guardians. The Russian one.
Oh shit! All right, so
I'm gonna just slide in my review real quick.
oh,
just a tip.
slide it in real quick.
Yeah.
I literally, like, upon this movie ending, like could give like, you know how sometimes like I hated Guardians or I hated Dear God No. I just don't care about this movie at all. Like this movie, like I feel like this is like I always talk about the hair metal phenomenon. That's my thing. Like, and the further you get away from Poison, the closer you get to Nelson.
Okay.
And I feel like the further you get away from the Babadook, like, and It Follows, which I feel like set a precedent for certain kinds of, like, two different kinds of, like, more, we'll say, pretentiously more cerebral horror movies. Like, the law of diminishing returns comes in. And I feel like this one is so much the husk of films like that they forgot to put the movie in there. Like, they tried to do all the other things. And I'm not even going to dignify some of the things with, like, especially not since Johnny probably has 999 notes about them that are more eloquent than anything I could say anyway. They did all the things, like all the emotional beats and all the symbolism, like monocle, that those movies did, but they didn't fucking put in the part of a movie that, like I think a broad-based thing of a film is entertainment, right?
Right.
Like, and to make a movie entertaining, some shit has to happen. Now, the good of this movie was it wasn't very long, right? It had nice hair.
Yeah, it looked great. It had a great score.
Yeah, I hated the score.
Really?
A lot of people went in and said at least the
loved
score
it.
was good. I thought that the score reminded me of there was some other movie that we did, and now I can't remember, where the score was just fucking noise. Like it just sounded like low grade disaster piece to me.
Was it Evolution maybe?
I don't know,
I think
maybe
that one had.
It was just like.
I think it was Evolution actually.
It sounded like sometimes I'm trying to squeeze through and get behind Tiny White when he's playing. I fall on a bunch of synths. Like, that's the noise that it made. It was like, like, oh, sorry, don't yell at me. I didn't break anything. I didn't get any Cheetos on it. But yeah, I just think that this movie forgot to put in the movie. Like, it looked good, and it just, like, I don't know. I'm not sure if they were going for, like, a Bergman sort of thing. Like, a really fucking, I don't know, measured pace. But, like, literally, and it's why I was baffled about the spoiler thing, because in my humble opinion, I can count on one hand all the things that happened in this movie that didn't involve people sitting in a dimly lit room talking at each other.
So here's just a bit of a counterpoint. It's not what happened. That's kind of why, and I understand how silly that sounds when you're talking about a film review, but it is like that quote, where I said it's the notes you don't play are as important as the notes you do play.
But
and
I could have not watched the movie and seen the parts they didn't put in.
But you wouldn't get the reference. You wouldn't get the. I know what you're saying. You're making a joke, but the thing is.
Well, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I really planned on not liking this and being pissed off. I was even talking to New Hope. I kept talking to her after she was off the phone. That's why I was putting it off so much. She's like, "Oh, good luck with it," and I just kept talking, to myself because I figured I'll just fucking wait. I was really just convinced, and I didn't know anything about it. I just knew what the word's fucking decisive, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, it's one of those."
Divisive.
What did I say?
Decisive.
Isn't that? I feel I'm saying
prolific.
It's yeah.
Divisive. All right, so that's key word, right? Like, I'm like, it's gonna be shitty. And then Dynamo, I'm like, ah, shit, it's really gonna be shitty. But I gotta say, like, not knowing anything about it, I was kind of interested. We're watching it in studio, and this is where I don't know how much we could say without the fucking music, but it helped not knowing anything. And I wondered what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on? Is it a zombie apocalypse? What's kind of going on? Kind of thing. I gotta be honest. 10 minutes in, I'm kind of intrigued at this point.
So it starts out basically. I mean, I think most people that are going to listen to this review have maybe they've seen it or they don't care to. But so the basic idea: we start the film. We have the grandfather. We have Paul, I think was his name, was Joel Edgerton's
Paul.
And then we have Travis and the wife. Sarah. So we have this his family of 3, and they have a grandfather. It's Sarah's grandfather, and he is sick. Something very wrong with him. He's got black eyes. He's got veins popping out,
Pustules
and sores. Something is very wrong, and I think we'll get to what I think it was a little bit in a little bit, I'm sure. But
the entire family's wearing masks and they're burning the
gas
body.
masks, and so he dies. They say goodbye to him. They kill him, burn the body, and so it sets the scene of, okay, something is really going on wrong in this world. It's for them to have to wear gas masks and carry guns.
Yeah.
Something, so already you kind of get post-apocalyptic pretty soon, right?
Yep.
I mean, there's no secret about it that something happened and these people are hiding out in their house away from civilization. So, and, obviously they burn the body. And then shortly after, I think even that night, there's an intruder in their house. And someone breaks in and they go find it some dude who claims to be looking for food and shelter. He's got a family as well, and they're looking for supplies, or mostly water, because they don't have water. They have some food, so he's looking for supplies, although he's 50 miles away from them, which seems a bit far, So anyways, he's looking for food, and they find him, and then they immediately put him outside, tie him to a tree, and leave him overnight. Basically, make sure he's not infected, I think is sort of the idea behind that. Come out the next day, talk to him. You could see they don't trust him. I mean, it's clear they don't trust this guy. Right. But then they get to know a little bit more about him, and they decide, hey, well, if he is telling the truth, let's go see, and if he has family, maybe we can have them come live with us to make our house easier to protect. Which seems like a sound decision, right?
Right.
Kind of any good post-apocalyptic movie, you're a target if you have shelter, food, water. If I know this might be a sore subject, but if you watch any Walking Dead episode, you understand how important it is to fortify your place, right?
This reminded me of The Walking Dead a lot.
Yeah,
a lot
me
of times,
too.
Actually, and as a point of reference, Wolfie, I agreed with you, and I just kind of follow this up with 50 miles is 2 more miles than it would take to walk from the edge of Worcester to the edge of Boston.
Yep. So yeah, it's a far trip, for sure. So, anyways, they find him, and at this point they go, and it turns out that he was telling the truth about the family. Anyways, they bring the family back with some animals, and everyone kind of lives together. They sort of integrate, and things seem okay.
In Australian distance, it's from about Melbourne to the flowers that melt your flesh.
That's like 2 miles.
Yeah, the first wallaby on the right. And I think in that journey from their house to getting the family is kind of where, and as the movie progresses too, not to jump around too much, but I think what you were talking about, Johnny, about it's the notes that you don't play.
Yeah.
What we didn't see in this post-apocalyptic world is the things that we've been criticizing up until most recently. It stains the sand red. Where you didn't see. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there wasn't a threat or two along the way, but there wasn't the redneck rapists and the racist assholes. We didn't see the typical,
the typical tropes.
The typical tropes of the attackers, right?
Yeah.
Dynamo?
I'm not saying I don't think what you guys think I'm saying. I totally don't think that things happen.
It sounds like you were ambivalent.
Things happened in this movie, right? Not a ton, but maybe not any more than, like if things happen in this movie. It's how the things that happened in this movie were shot. I'm actually, to use your metaphor, I didn't like the notes he did play. Like, I feel like I don't want to call them action beat because they were the opposite of action. But the way he shot these scenes that should have had some monicum of tension to them were just so, like, I guess the only word that could come to mind when I was really kind of thinking about it today on the way to the doctor was, like, flaccid. Like, they were shot without any... They were almost
gravitas.
They were almost emotionless. So you have a scene where people are shooting guns and hiding under cars, and people are ambushing, and there's like a car crash, and everything about it, like I didn't. It like
it didn't register anything on the like. And then there's a scene that I'm sure we'll talk about in detail at the end that should have been so fucking tense and awful and terrifying and should have invoked multiple points of view. And it was just kind of like the director just shot them like he just didn't like. It's like he understood. Like anytime there's a gun in a movie that has any degree of reality, right? That's not like a Robert Rodriguez film or, you know, a fun zombie movie or whatever, you know, and somebody has a kid involved and there's a kid in play. I feel like that's
House party. Apocalypse house party.
I feel like that's like no brainer tension, right? Like that's easy. And there was no point in this movie. Like if you put an EEG on me, I think that's the brain one through this movie. EKG. I feel like.
Or is that the heart?
I think the heart one is the EKG.
I have the bills to prove it.
I feel like my brain pattern would have been the same the whole entire time when I was watching somebody. In fact, maybe the scene where they would talk about pastries, it might have blipped. Yeah. I do like bread pudding, but like I just feel
gotta say I couldn't disagree more.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought this film was tense as fuck.
This movie.
And the way he filmed it, like I actually, like maybe this is unfair because I did go read an interview with him, and he said he purposely filmed it a certain way. He didn't want to do let's do a wide shot and let's get a tight shot. He filmed this. It was done with with a certain, like he knew what he wanted to do. He wanted you to feel like you were a part of what was going on, and that he didn't want it to feel like you were an onlooker. He wanted you to feel like you were part of what's going on. That's why he didn't give you any fucking information about the world, because you're learning only what the characters learn.
Yeah, but
you don't get any meta information about it.
And that's fine if it works. To me, I don't think it worked that well.
But why do you have, like, again?
I think it did, because I felt the tenseness throughout the entire.
There's a scene that happens on the stairs in this movie that I think should be the easiest scene for any director to make, and this was the like they just fucking dropped the ball in every way. Like I don't even think it has anything to do with the way they filmed it. Like it's a matter of like I don't know, like if you. It kind of goes back to what I said about Guardians last week, right? Like you're putting people in peril that I don't know really any, I know the bare minimum about. This was a movie made up of the people that only make it through one episode of don't make it through one episode of The Walking Dead. Like you get enough about them that you have the oh shit, like the person, I would have liked to have known them a little more.
Oh yeah, the minute the Walking Dead T-Dog's doing stuff.
Yeah.
He's gonna be dead soon. Or whenever someone gets a store or a love interest, right. Guess who dies in the revolving door?
Yeah, it was just not exciting.
I mean, yeah, well, that's just it. Yeah, they have these characters. They want you to have some sympathy for them, to feel for them, and in most cases to root for them. And I just feel like every character here, probably with the exception of Travis, just felt so bland and cliched. I was just bored with these guys.
Cliched?
I'm not going to say that they weren't cliched, but I don't know.
I mean,
okay,
the director had some material here, and he tried to work with it with kid gloves, and I think he was a little bit too careful. I think he was not really fully committed to this project.
I totally disagree with that.
I think he's got a good eye. He's got
Is the word you're looking for maybe not committed, maybe qualified?
Because your committed thing is way off base. Because
maybe I meant qualified.
And I read an interview, so I feel like I have more information.
Yeah,
because
Johnny knows him.
No. I understand his motivation, and this was an incredibly personal film to him. That's why I dispute the fact.
Well,
that,
you know, Dynamo said qualified, and I might go with that more than committed. In fact,
We're
I
gonna
might.
have you committed.
In fact, I might be committed after watching this movie.
But here's
the structure of the film is nice. It's got a story. It's got something to say. It just fell bland. I did not really feel any strong tension in the movie. I thought it started nice. I thought it started really, really well. It starts off with a nice death scene, and as most horror films do anyway. And it had that tension, had that story. Okay, we know what's going on. And after that opening scene, it just took a fucking nosedive.
Okay, so you're
as far as I'm concerned.
If I want to be like studious, my thesis is you're kind of playing into it, because this is framed, and whether it was right or wrong, it was framed as a traditional horror film by the title, by the trailer, and the first few minutes.
Sure.
And I think he really plays with those tropes and tries to subvert some of that. And I was going to save this till later, but what makes a horror film scary to you guys? What, like, if something sticks with you, what is it about a horror film that scares you, or scares most people if you don't get scared?
Well, I think it's hard to quantify, right? I think it's
No,
whatever.
I don't think it is.
I think it's having that feeling that even at however old you get, knowing everything, if you're watching TV in the basement, that last run up the top stairs to make sure you're up when you shut the lights off. You know, that
Tension.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess tension.
No.
Oh.
Well, no, you're wrong.
No, you fucking idiot.
All right, so is it the monster? Are you ever scared of the monster?
Sometimes.
If you don't, you're more you're more scared of what you don't see than what you do see.
What you're scared of is the fear, right? It's not necessarily that monster. It's the fear of what could happen to you.
Okay, Dr. Phil.
I'm
Then what
afraid. I'm afraid of that fucking
about
shock. I'm afraid of being torn apart by that shock.
Because you're afraid. It's fear.
But what makes me afraid is what's going to happen, not. But I mean,
fear of the unknown.
No, like
if you go in the water, you don't know if you're going to get hit by a shark.
So here's
Hit by a shark?
Here's a good question, Mars. If you could get assured, absolutely 100% assured that you could get. I know you're afraid of water,
Right.
so this maybe doesn't work. But let's say you're not afraid of water, and you could be assured of going into a cage, having a shark swim around you. No.
No.
I'm not scared of water, and even I wouldn't do that shit.
I don't. And
Even
first
if
of all,
you're 100% assured, nothing's going to happen.
First of all, I don't even
100%
believe
unsure.
that you're not making it Facebook profiles to taunt and mock me. I'm not going to believe that you tell me that I'm going to be safe in the water.
In Australia.
I understand what you're saying, and I guess theoretically you're definitely right, but my counterpoint to that is this movie, premise-wise, doesn't do a lot, does a lot less, but premise-wise doesn't do that much different than, say, Cabin Fever. And Cabin Fever is a film that, while I'd never call it one of my favorite horror movies, while I didn't upgrade to a different medium when I went to Blu-ray, I think of the premise of Cabin Fever a lot. Like, I have nightmares about the premise of Cabin Fever a lot. This movie, though, this movie didn't make me realize that they were doing a similar thing. And they did it more in your face, mind you, until I was kind of reading about it a little bit afterwards. Because I feel like it was just not, like, there was no, I don't know, like, there wasn't enough, it was too subtle, I guess.
Here's what I thought was, whether it was executed completely successfully is open to debate and thought, but I thought from Paul, as a leader of his family's perspective, by keeping it internal and bringing in the outsiders, his family was still up, right? I mean, it's pretty much the same type of family, dad, mom, child, but at
Or
least
son even.
Oh, son, yeah. So dad, mom, son. But Paul's family had the upper hand with a 17-year-old, as opposed to the young child of a maybe 1 or 2 year old.
No, he was like 4 or 5. Maybe,
Really?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
And you were the one fucking like dad.
Yeah. And the point is, whatever. How old is he? He's this tall. That's how old he is. Like 4. And they even had the dog.
Can he smoke? That's That's all you care about.
Can't drive me home. So even still bringing these outsiders, he still kind of had the edge. So I think keeping it. Did anyone kind of think that similarities between the two tribes was a thing?
I mean, I don't think it had. To a degree, yes. I will say that, but it's more of a kind of emotional subtext.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then even like there was some, once again, whether it was successful or not, I forget the character's name who he meets, who tries to bring him to the house. Will. Does Will have other machinations? You know, there was one scene when it seems like Paul's kind of digging the dude. They're having a bonding moment after a scene that I'm pretty sure everyone saw coming a mile away at some point, involving one of the cast. Something negative happening to one of the cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone knew something was going to happen to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the only character I cared about.
Yeah,
exactly.
Once again, and we'll just say that, low-hanging fruit, I understand why they did something with the animal. Like, it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. But once again, it's just, it almost seems like it was
telegraphed for the first time.
Low-hanging fruit, yeah. And I just wish I wish directors would find a different way to tug on heartstrings.
Now, see, that's okay to me because
you have no heart.
Exactly, but there's more to it than that.
That dog wasn't prolific enough.
Exactly. Gotta go on.
Have you?
Listen. Stop jerking your fucking
Jesus
mic
Christ,
off.
The fake. No, wait. I guess the real one.
Boy, I'll never get that vision out of my goddamn head now.
But even like there was some times where Will kind of slipped up, or at least to Paul's perspective, that like is he maybe there's something else going on?
It seemed like he maybe not was being as honest as he
truthful.
Yeah, as he thought initially.
No, as I was saying before, I was so
rudely interrupted.
Erotically interrupted. I thought. See, this is where I thought that was a correct move, is because we can rule out.
Oh yeah, okay.
A certain
threat.
Yeah, a certain sickness, because an animal was infected.
Oh, okay. Huh? I know what he's talking about.
A certain sickness?
Yeah.
I think so. Zombie.
I don't know.
Did you guys think that? Did anyone think that?
I did.
No way. I was just gonna point. Look at this fucking painting.
Yeah,
it's a nice painting. I want that in my
the name
house.
of the painting is Triumph of Death, and it was by an artist named Peter Bruegel. Just for reference, if anyone wants to look it up.
He's good.
But what does this depict to you?
Hell, looks like.
No.
Like the Black Death.
Yes.
The plague.
It was the plague. It was the Black Death.
Oh, the plague.
And I mean that kind of like shows it right there. But also once again, and I actually, like legit when I saw that I knew that that's what it was.
But I don't think that the symptoms matched up, right?
To a degree,
the Black Death was like a super flu.
I mean, I guess I don't know enough about the Black Death, but I think that this is pretty similar.
If only I had a device.
Yeah, I know. But so the thing that apparently the director was reading about plagues right around the time that he wrote this. One other thing that's interesting to note is, and this might give you more insight into this flick, is right before he wrote this flick, his father passed away from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been estranged for about 10 years. And apparently his father had problems with addiction. And he just was kind of done. He's like, I'm done, Dad. So they were estranged for 10 years because his father's addiction was a thing that fucked up the family, apparently. And so when his father was sick, he had pancreatic cancer. He was obviously there visiting him. And, his father was very regretful of what had happened. So a lot of that went into this movie. It was the the cancer had nothing to do with it, but just the fact that his relationship with his dad. I think that's why we see two sons with two different fathers.
Okay.
And also because he's reading about plagues, like it all kind of comes together a little bit. And so basically what this film is about is a family dynamic, a relationship, and what happens when fear is introduced. Fear and stress is introduced to a family unit and how people deal with that. It's not about a fucking monster. It's about that. It's about how you deal with fear and based on the dynamic. And that's why we saw the two different families. They had two completely different ways of going about things. Like if you remember Will, let's ask some questions. You know, he wanted to ask the dudes questions. And Paul was like, fuck no, I'm protecting my family. Like we're not even gonna go there. He's basically like shoot first, ask questions later. Whereas Will was kind of a different kind of take on that. And even looking at Travis, the son, Paul's son, he just kind of went along. He obviously didn't agree with everything his dad did, right? Like you could see he kind of was like, maybe not disgust, but there was definitely some looks where he was like, "What? You know, why are you doing that?" You know, but you kind of go along with what your father does, right? Like that's kind of what you do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
when you're a teenager or a kid,
up until a point. But no, I mean, he's 17. Obviously, I think he's actually pretty fucking well adjusted.
For sure.
I know most kids would have fucking rebelled against their dad at this point, but yeah, he obviously is feeling the emotionality of Grandpa dying, and he might not love what Paul's doing, but he still is doing the role of the good son.
Yeah. And so we had a few comments here. Cecil says, totally the plague. There was a plague in Matheson's I Am Legend 2, and it made vampires. Julie Meow Meow says 40 million people died in the bubonic plague.
And the symptoms do match up, by the way, John.
Okay.
You're correct.
Okay, thanks.
And Raven Shadow was correct about that. Something a few weeks ago now, I forget.
I remember what it was.
Okay.
Dynamo was very convinced that I was wrong about the original two Marvel films that started the franchise.
Oh, that one,
was a joint Iron Man and then the Hulk.
Yeah.
Tony Stark was not an added feature at the end, but the second movie that was funded by Marvel. Thank you, Dynamo.
And Julie has a good point. Julie Meow Meow says, imagine everyone around you dying and having no idea why. Like the bubonic plague. And
what, like right now?
Yeah, we're all going to fucking fall dead, thanks.
I'm pretty sure I know how.
And Bosch is now hanging out. What's up, Bosch? Bosch says, good points, Wolfie. I liked it comes at night.
Here's my question, okay?
Yeah.
Julie, if everyone dies at the same time, okay, does Depeche Mode, Garth Ennis, and the people that make Rick and Morty live? Because if that's the case, I'd be mostly okay.
The other question I have for you...
And PWG.
The other question I have for you guys. So, Travis, the son, Paul's son, at night he would have these visions, dreams, hallucinations.
Yeah.
Do you guys have thoughts about that?
No, but I'm sure you do.
I do. I'm going to wait for the spoiler section on those. But
he was a prophet.
He was a prophet. Was it his superpowers?
But he was I'm sure. I think you'd have some kind of he was like he was like the plague incarnate.
He liked to snap his
Jesus
carrot.
Christ.
Yeah, and he liked the white lady.
He liked this.
My next point goes against what Dynamo and MZ both said, is that I love the way this film built tension. It was so subtle at times, but I didn't realize until I was like kind of on the edge of my seat in some scenes. Like this one in particular, where I think this is one where Will breaks in, and
I was on the edge of my seat too, but I decided to stick around and watch the rest of the film anyway.
There you go. That's a good one.
No, you know what? All right, you like the tension, fine. Subtle tension is fine. I'm good with that. I got no problem with that. The tension here is virtually non-existent, and to me, it should be here. I mean, you got great lighting, fantastic lighting, in fact.
Great hardwoods.
Exactly. And some pretty decent performances throughout. It's I don't know what it is, man. It's just the execution of the story. It just falls flat. It's bland. It's flaccid. I just don't see what you see.
Well, I still haven't really given my thoughts on the film either.
Yeah, he's got fucking 6 more pages.
Jesus Christ.
He's good.
At least.
He wrote a book on this.
Freaking Lord of the Rings.
All right, go ahead.
So, this is a quote from the director. He's talking about Paul and sort of the family dynamic. And he says, Paul takes an aggressive hand towards keeping his family safe, and Travis meekly watches and obeys, but their lives change when a stranger breaks into the house and changes their family dynamic. For the director Schultz, the story was not just about fathers and sons, but about processing grief and exploring regret and how fear tears us apart. So that's kind of what I was getting at earlier about what makes a horror film. I mean, and that's such a broad question. I mean, but typically it all boils down to fear. Like at least in the sense where there's a monster, there's a physical embodiment of fear. And it's if people get scared, it's because they're afraid of being in that position,
And the threat wasn't something that you could touch or
Right.
punch. You know what I mean? It was.
It's kind of the whole El Goro thing. Where he doesn't like anything, where he can't punch it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like from the characters, like there's no characters that are wrong, or no side that's necessarily wrong in this. You know what I mean? It's not like the guests in Paul's home are a couple of dudes just wanted to survive. It's a family. So like Will's perspective isn't necessarily wrong, and Paul's perspective isn't necessarily wrong.
It's their perspective. Like there's no.
You know what I mean? Even like when they did who they were in the old world, and like, he kind of figured out who Will was based on some things he did. But Paul definitely wasn't. Paul wasn't Rick Grimes, even though he's acting like him right now.
And honestly, if anyone was a villain in this movie, it was probably Paul. I mean, to his family, like.
See, I see it the other way around. Like, there's a comment he makes where he's like, I'm going to be the bad guy. But he was making the decisions that,
right.
That you have to make.
And I'm not saying anyone was a villain per se, but if you look at how things went down, you could point to someone maybe making the wrong decisions. But he was being true.
No! Oh, shit, Bonnie's the plague.
Oh, shit, he's got the plague now.
Oh, God, I see. Oh, God.
Oh, is that,
what's
that black?
Oh, shit. Get the wheelbarrow.
What is that?
So...
oh my God!
Oh my God! He's got the plague.
No, you fucking do, Grandpa. What the fuck is that?
Oh, his eyes are black.
Is that more spider bites?
I don't know, man, but it's sore, whatever.
See, in the emergency, remember when I was on that?
Oh shit! I think I'm gonna die.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
That is peanut butter.
No.
Yeah, let me see your other arm. That looks weird, swollen there.
Yeah.
I know you just shaped weird. You got another one right here.
No,
you just shaped it weird. Did someone rub peanut butter on
I got Popeye arms or something?
No, that is more bulbous.
No, I think it's a spider bite. Ow, it hurts.
Squeeze it. No, don't. This is, I can't remember where I read this. This is, I'm going to read a quote from a review. This is like a legit, like, not an IMDb review. It's someone on a review site basically said, It Comes at Night is about the struggle between accepting and rejecting family members who behave badly. It's also about tribalism, isolation, and paranoia. But in spite of the marketing, it isn't about a monster that comes at night, unless you count humanity's worst impulses as a monster.
Yeah, but doesn't even happen at night.
Yeah, but that's nothing new.
I didn't say it's anything new. I'm saying that's what the movie.
But everyone's. Yeah, but
Dawn of the Dead was about.
The reviews are making it sound like this is what this movie is about, and we're just supposed to go just on that alone.
Dawn of the Dead was about a lot of that shit, and scenes and that made me shit my pants.
Here's the thing, MZ. This is what I'm saying is, most of us are programmed to expect certain things, and when we don't get them, we're disappointed. But the thing is, it was there. It's just not a physical embodiment. I think that's the thing is And I'm not saying you guys didn't get it. Like, I'm not saying that at all. But
You fucking love saying that.
I never say it.
Oh my God, you say it to me all the time.
I say
But
it was
is
an
it-
important film.
But isn't the other family the physical embodiment? I mean, not in terms
Of a monster?
Yeah, they fall
in
like
terms
Voltron.
in terms of out and out survival. Yes,
Well,
I would
no,
say
I'm-
so.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about fear and monsters and what
Because
tears
it sounds to
families
me,
apart.
because it sounds to me like the sickness or the illness that's rifling through this movie is what's taking a back seat to what's going on here.
I think the sequence.
And it's all about
that's-
trust.
That's what's driving the story.
It's what's driving the story, but it takes a back seat because it's not really all that important. What's more important is whether or not
Mars, what the fuck are you doing?
Nothing.
what's more
Don't knock
important
the mic
is whether or not you can trust other people.
No, I think
Is that the that's the fear that they're talking about, right?
No, I think the sickness
No,
is in the
it's-
forefront.
the sickness is the fear. Yeah,
That's because
yeah.
I think, and sorry not to jump in,
But so real quick, Raven Shadow, that basically, like, you have normalcy. The fucking plague throws that normalcy completely on its head, and then now, like, you can't be normal. Things are different. So when something simple as, you know, like someone who you can't trust is brought into your life, it's not a normal life anymore. It's this fucking turned upside down life because of the plague. And that's why everything is just completely magnified.
And I don't think it's the worst of humanity. I mean, I don't think it's not like your base desire. Like, no one's like,
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that, but
it's not like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you, or I'm gonna, become cannibals and shit like that to survive.
because Paul was looking out for his family. Like,
Yeah,
that's
right.
not the worst of humanity to say he wants to protect his family.
And Will too.
Yeah, absolutely. They both wanted to protect their family, but in different ways. Yeah.
And then I think maybe the fear comes from when some of the X factors, like let's say the children, maybe the parents might, well, did you fucking touch the door, kid? Or no, it was that kid who did this. Maybe then you might have a target, but
I think we can all agree that the fear comes when Morty shows up.
it's nowhere to Morty.
Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide.
Morty.
How you gonna hide from the fear inside? Hiding my superstitions, leaving my inspiration. Something's going on, and I'm feeling that superstition. And my thoughts get twisted like some dreadlocks. I wonder what the voodoo about the hoodoo. And now my deepest fears are coming through. I want to love you, but I hate you now. How could I hate you? How? And I hate you now.
Madman Motor
Could
Ride.
rhyme like Raven Shadow.
Oh, yeah, that's where I learned from. Kill the fetus. That was my jam.
All right, I do want to start to wind this down so we can get into
More fucking notes.
no spoiler.
Which will take another hour and a half to talk about.
So do any of you guys have anything to add before we head to kind of a more spoiler
I
filled
did
discussion?
find an interesting bit that said that this movie has had more written about it than any other horror movie in the past 20 years.
Yeah, I would
and
believe that
and
for sure.
Would have beat some in the last 30 years, but Johnny Wolfenstein ran out of gigs as well.
I see. Son of a bitch.
With thanks to the late great Bobby the Brain Heenan.
I will say, though, before we head to spoiler, that I didn't love this movie when it ended. I didn't love it. I was like, okay. Like, it ended, but it had me thinking about it all fucking night, all day the next day, and into today. I watch it on Monday night. And I wanted to know more about it. And that, to me, is sort of like the mark of a good artist, to get the viewer to think about that art that they just saw or that they just witnessed. So I dug deeper, and I ended up liking this movie more after the fact, which is kind of crazy. Like that. I mean, that does happen sometimes, but typically it's that reaction when the credits roll. What do you think? That's typically what you go with. There have been some film. I can't remember. There was one film that I liked more when we talked about it. I remember because I didn't love it, and then we talked about it, and I ended up liking the discussion, and then made me think more fondly of the film.
Shockma.
It was Goldface.
No, it was a more serious one than that. But no, like this, and I watched this with T-Dog, and we talked about this. Like, she didn't like this really very much at all. But we talked about it for hours, and then the next day we were like sending links to each other, talking about like what could this have meant? What was this? And to me, that is impressive, because that doesn't typically happen where I'll like dig into a movie this deep after.
Tell you this, you guys got to work on your pillow talk.
You need to give him advice. He's the one that needs it.
Fuck off.
I don't think anybody wants to hear pillow talk with him when it's in his pants.
Pillow pants?
Yeah.
Those aren't pillows.
All right, so we haven't done this in a while. We haven't done spoiler in a while. Let me see if we can find the music even. Oh, there it is. All right, Rimshot, you ready for some spoiler?
Yeah.
All right.
Warning. Spoiler alert. Warning. Spoiler alert.
The Morty at the end of last week's episode was evil eye patch Morty from season 1.
Warning. Spoiler alert.
I got nothing.
They turned. It was our world at the end of Planet of the Apes.
All right. We haven't done this in a while, so people might not know, but when you hear this music playing, we're spoiling the fuck out of this movie, okay? So if you haven't seen it and you really want to, stop now, fast forward, do whatever you got to do, because we're going to just talk about this movie completely openly, and we may spoil it, okay? So you've been warned. All right. So let's start off something light. I think that this movie was purposely left ambiguous to make you think long after the credits roll. At least it worked with me. Did it work with you guys at all?
Ambiguous? The ending?
Did you think about it afterwards? I guess is
Not really, no.
I not any more than doing my due diligence that I try to do with any movie. So when I know people are going to be looking at me talking about a movie for 45 minutes, you know.
so
Maybe.
maybe. So you guys didn't have any questions at the end of this.
No,
Nothing.
not one.
Okay. What were your
Yeah,
question, Raven?
yeah. I mean, I guess maybe something about with what was his kid's name?
Travis.
Travis's visions.
Okay. What did you think?
I don't know. Like I kind of made a joke, like you thought he was like the harbinger of the plague, but like I wondered what.
That's racist.
What? I said plague. I didn't know what.
Don't listen to him.
No.
Keep going.
No. Yeah. Like there was.
We can have
something-
an intelligent conversation, Raven.
Thank you. You and I, Johnny.
Yeah.
We're having our own podcast.
I think this will make a plate come.
No, but like what was happening with him? Because he was really seeing. He had some stuff, and the blood dripping out of his mouth. Right.
Yeah, that happened.
I figured I would say that, and then you would jump in with your notes and finish what I was going to say.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I think that Travis was infected all along.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly it.
You know what? You know what? I was playing with that idea in my brain too, because only because of the way he was framed in the film. Earlier.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
Earlier during the dinner scene, we were that was just going. You could see there's a slow close up of him in the middle, father on one side, mother on the other side, Travis in the middle, and the camera is focused in on Travis. And as a matter of fact, I noticed very early on that he had a lot of not close ups, but slow zooms.
Well, he also
going in on him.
He's also the
So I
audience.
had
He's the audience's eyes.
So I had okay, all right, I'll go with that. But I had the feeling that he had something to do with it.
Two other things too. The comment when I just kind of now, but when he went to the dog, Stanley, I'll protect you, early on, and then watching it again in the studio, he's sweating a lot.
Yeah,
he's kind of glistening.
So I retract my statement a little bit in the fact that Stanley was the dog, right? Is that okay? So Stanley was the grandfather's dog. So the grandfather got the plague, he gave it to Stanley, and Stanley gave it to Travis because Stanley stayed and sleeping together. So, and that whole scene, people couldn't figure this scene out. And granted, I'm not smart enough to figure all this out on my own. I do some research. Some of it I was able to glean, but when Stanley was barking at the woods, I think he was having an hallucination, just like Travis.
He knew he was sick, and it was time to go. Maybe.
Well, I think he saw the grandfather, and I think he ran after the grandfather.
Oh.
And when he came back, he was sick. He had the sickness, and that's why there's blood everywhere, because he had the sickness. Travis had it, and then Travis gave it to Andrew, the kid, or he got it separately. I'm not quite.
But then why wasn't he more sick?
We don't know how long it takes. He did. There was, like Will had mentioned, when he put Will out overnight, like, hey, we're gonna see if you show any signs. Like that's what they're looking for.
3 days? Did say it was 3 days mentioned at all?
I don't remember exactly. You might be right. But
that was towards the end. Towards the end, they were going to separate you from each other for a couple of days, maybe.
Yeah. So it's never specifically said, but that's what I think happened, and I think those visions are him hallucinating from the sickness, because he says, when he meets with the other woman at night after he has that vision of her spitting blood in his mouth or goo, he basically says, I've been having trouble sleeping. And it seems like it's a new thing. So he already had the sickness. That's what I'm submitting here.
Yeah. Accepted.
And there's also another interesting one too. We never fully know if Will was telling the truth, because there's that scene where they drink together. And remember, he slips up and basically says he was an only child or something. And then he's like, I thought you had a brother. Oh, it's my wife's.
brother.
So you never really know about Will, and I think it just was supposed to be just to kind of throw you off to understand where Paul's coming from.
And it's a very on one hand a very normal thing to say your brother-in-law is like your brother. The way people call the in-laws mom or dad.
Sure.
So on one hand, it's more nefarious in a plague type apocalyptic scenario.
Yeah.
But even what we just saw when the one time they were going to come across potential attackers, human form. He's like, oh, don't shoot him. He's like, why didn't you want me to shoot that guy? Could this be part of a larger group? That's kind of where some of the Walking Dead kind of tropes kind of come into play.
Yeah. And so this scene we just stopped on when they kill the attacker.
Yeah.
Once again, I think it's a father-son thing. I think they're trying to show.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
That here, because
obviously the age difference.
Yeah. I think that's what they're trying to show, anyways.
Interesting.
There also was another subtle trick in this film that I didn't pick up on until the end, and then I went and when I read more about it, I realized that they did it earlier. If you notice, during the dreams, hallucinations of Travis, they're filmed in anamorphic widescreen. Did you guys notice the widescreen?
I caught that, yeah.
It was during the dream sequences, or nightmares, if you will. And then at the end, when the families are clashing at the end, all that is shot in that anamorphic widescreen style. It's a nod to basically say Nightmare has become reality. It's such a subtle fucking thing.
That's some nerd shit there, too, by the way.
It's so subtle, but I used to be a film projectionist, so I key in on a lot of that stuff with the aspect ratio and stuff. So I noticed it at the end, but because some of those night scenes were so dark, I didn't really notice the widescreen. But if you go back, you'll notice that there is that anamorphic widescreen, and they only do it for the nightmare dream sequences. And then at the end, when they're fighting, it comes back. So it's basically a nod to Nightmare becoming reality. And for one other thing, a lot of people had issues with the title of this movie. Everyone gets so fucking hung up on what came at night. What
the fucking dreams.
Right.
People can't be that stupid.
That kid was beating his meat at night, so it's probably him.
Yeah.
So I think it's
He has a
purposely.
penis named Cancer too.
I think it's purposely left ambiguous, and this seems to be the single biggest factor for people hating it because they had preconceived notions coming
That's
in.
dumb. That's a dumb reason to hate a movie because of its fucking
And
title.
it comes at night connotes something physical will come at night, right? And most people probably picture this a creature or something because that's what we're conditioned to think. But a lot happens in this movie at night. Like Will attempts to break in at night, the dog returns at night, symptoms of the disease is sleepwalking, which happens at night. Travis has these visions and hallucinations at night. I think having said all that, that makes sense to me, but it's purposely left ambiguous to make you think something else might be there. And so I think because of that, the title does a disservice by setting an expectation that it doesn't follow through on. And I wonder if the director purposely did that to subvert theatergoers' expectations. If so, I think it backfired for a lot of people. And I think that could have potentially hurt the film just based on that alone.
But I'm with MZ too. I mean, you can't hang your hat on a fucking title all the time.
I totally agree, but some people were like, what was it? What was it? What? Nothing came.
Right.
People were so fucking hung up on it.
I did.
But who cares? Like,
Right.
it's a fucking title.
Well, I mean, like Plague House in the Woods would be kind of on the nose, right? I mean,
right.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. So those are just...
or like, two families, one plague.
I wasn't pissed, but I do think the name is misleading.
I totally agree, and I think he did it on purpose. Or maybe the film originally, like, he just thought of a title and it did. I don't know. It just didn't really apply super well. Like, not. I don't know. Like,
Or he broke it down by what he put in the movie. Like, that's
Right.
What it would made
I
sense.
mean, if Jaws was actually about some guy in a wetsuit with hedge clippers, like the name, like old pulp movies, like a lot of time the old Doc Savage books didn't really like pay off on what the name was, or it was kind of a Scooby-Doo sort of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like the name, I don't know, like the name is
to me, I don't fucking care about the name. Like, I understand that it does set an expectation. Cabin in the Woods. If that didn't have a fucking cabin in the woods,
Right.
people might have been pissed, right?
Would you have not have been pissed
I probably would have liked it more.
if no cabin
Yeah.
was in the woods the whole entire time?
I would have fucking loved it.
Yeah, but it was like an apartment in the sky.
What if Mallrats didn't take place in a Mallrats?
Wait.
show?
Yeah, it'd be fucking
When I was
pissed.
talking about a cabin movie before, did I say Cabin in the Woods or Cabin
Yeah.
Fever?
Cabin in the
It
Woods.
was-
Oh,
Oh,
make-
no! Before you said what? You said Cabin Fever.
Okay, good. Thought
But
you-
I mentioned Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
So I do think that really left. I think that left a mark on people because they were expecting something, and people don't like to feel dumb.
I think that
Raven Shaw, you're a dummy.
Yeah, you know
See?
what?
You don't like that.
Why don't
You don't
take
like
your
it,
own
do you?
advice there?
I
You
think
don't
that
like
there's
it.
a
like it.
there's a difference though between ambiguity and misleading in this. Like I don't know, like
But do you
Feel
hear what
my
I said?
ambiguity.
Does that a lot happens at night in this movie, right?
I feel like that might be post justification.
I mean, the word "it" is
That's
the
the
big
problem.
part. It.
Right.
Like
You
if
know,
I went to grab a
it's a
water
big
off the
pronoun,
shelf
it
and it was
could
fucking
cover-
sand, I
it's-
would be angry.
It's a big pronoun. It could cover anything and everything.
That's
Right.
why. That's why they
I'm
used it though.
saying
why-
it's
that's why I'm
ambiguous.
saying.
It's actually a small pronoun.
I'm,
It's got two.
very, very true. You're very.
What if it's
true.
like
Very
IT
right.
comes at night and they fix your server?
And
you
it's
know?
Pennywise, and he comes
listen,
over. And,
Listen, everyone's very excited that it came out, guys. Slow the fuck down, all right? It's not all clowns are its. Okay, sometimes it's a metaphor. Or you.
I didn't mind the title at all. I don't know what everybody's bitching about.
That would have been awesome if a clown fucking showed up and started fucking some shit up. Though,
Yeah.
right?
Blah. We all have plagues down here.
All right.
If I made this movie, they would come down in the middle of the night and a clown be fucking that little kid. Yeah, and then
And it would be directed by Bryan Singer.
right, and then he would throw a fucking axe, and then the kid would turn around, and there'd be an axe in his mother's fucking head.
Be directed by
Yeah.
Bryan Singer. You know, he's the guy with the bumper sticker on his car
Like,
that says,
that's-
"If this crib's a rockin', don't come a knockin'."
Oh,
come
listen,
on.
stop it.
That's not nice.
Why don't you watch fucking Jeepers Creepers again? Wait in
Much
line for part
powder.
3. Yeah.
Well,
All right, does anyone else have any spoiler stuff? I just fucking dominated it, so I don't know if anyone else has anything.
No, I think, I mean, if you want to see this, don't listen to the spoilers.
I think it's too late.
But I feel like, that was a gross joke I made, but I feel like
No, this is a gross joke. How does
Oh, boy.
how does an altar boy get a nun pregnant?
How?
He shits in their pussy.
What? All right, you really gotta get laid. Can we get him a book, please? Can we put Axel Braun back on? Wow, that's good.
Wow.
Wowzers.
All right. All right. Anyone else? Last call for spoiler.
Will looks kind of like Jon Snow from.
He does a little bit, yeah.
okay, real quick though, though that was a less gross joke that No One Wants a Zero made. My point is not every movie has to have a payoff where all of a sudden it's a slow burn and then something happens. And I don't even care if anything a lot of people are saying this movie sucked because nothing happened. I love the fucking Innkeepers, and not very many movies have less happen than that. But
Great movie.
my whole point of this is it didn't need a big crazy ending. Though if I wrote it, it would have had a big crazy offensive ending, right? It didn't need a.
And that kid's not 4; he's definitely 2.
It didn't need a payoff like that. It didn't fail on its subtext or its metaphor for me. It failed on, and this is now I can talk about it. There's a scene where there's a Mexican standoff on the stairs. There's a little child involved, and I feel like it was totally without tension.
I disagree. I thought there was a lot.
Maybe you're easier scared than me.
I think it's that whole thing that we talk about with El Goro is if you're engaged, you won't notice. Maybe
This
you
is
weren't
different.
engaged.
This is different than that though, because I was watching it.
Sure, you can watch it and not be engaged.
Yeah, well, I feel like these guys will look at movies and don't watch them all the time. That's not what I feel like I was paying attention.
Yeah.
It was
there's a difference between watching and paying attention and being engaged.
Yeah, but why wasn't
Totally
I
different.
engaged? But also
Because you didn't like it.
But putting El Goro's thing here takes the earnest away from the director to make an entertaining film.
I was engaged all the way through. Whether I liked it or not, I was into it, and it seemed like you guys weren't.
I was
That's all I'm
engaged
saying.
with Kusa all the way through, and I fucking hated it. This movie, I don't think it was a matter of not engaged. I think it was a matter of not doing it. I don't know. This movie was a fucking rest hold.
It was, yeah, absolutely.
It just didn't do anything to make me. I don't know. People shouldn't be rolling into cars and getting shot in the leg, or have gunfights on stairs, or gun play on stairs, and just have it not be tense. That's fucking so easy. There's a little kid involved.
I think it all boils down to the
I hated
fact
that little kid.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because if they killed you, then you
But I didn't care about any of these people.
But
I think the idea of even now if I was Paul and if that was my family, I wouldn't allow anybody in my place. I don't care what they could offer because they're always out to try and find. Other people are always out to try and find more.
I'd let them
so
in.
This movie,
They
so
take
this
my
movie,
water. I'd have to drive
They're
them
so
around.
fucking pretty.
this movie-
they're
no,
not
no.
coming
Yeah.
in.
I'd have to drive them around.
Dickhead's done. I would say no. You're not coming in. Now, of course, if he did that, you wouldn't have a movie. There's also the possibility that if he did say no, you could still get a movie out of this. I just think the idea of letting these people in kind of catered to the plot of this film
Well,
And-
something has to happen, right?
Yeah, well, I guess. I
For
mean,
the
but then
movie.
again, he let him in, and still nothing happened. So figure out that logic.
What if they showed up, right, and the fucking lights are out there, and dogs barking, and everybody's afraid, right?
Black bars. See?
And they flip on the light, and there's a guy there dressed as a Bible.
But no, I mean it makes sense to bring them in. Once again, like they mentioned, the unity.
Raymond J. It's just me talking, and you guys sleeping. That's perfect for this episode.
I like all the hair I have. I think.
Oh, it's a
I
hat.
think it's a hat.
Yeah, it's definitely not hair. Sorry, man.
You're wearing a hat tonight.
Yeah, Raven J. He's no amateur. He knows you're wearing a hat.
But like I mean, on paper, it makes sense to do this to have them come in, right?
Absolutely, or else you wouldn't have had that.
There's no story.
The break in the family.
Right. And the fact, or you kill this guy, or you kill Will, or be afraid that he has a posse out there somewhere. Like,
Raven Chad, do you see in this picture what you're dreaming of?
yeah, it's
A
fair.
bikini body.
Yeah, I'm doing it right
And
now.
he's got an action figure. Oh, and Mars has his Dawn of the Dead shirt on too on this.
It's looking good, Raven J. Actually, A New Hope is a huge Raven J mark.
There's a lot of people at Raven J. Mark.
Yeah.
Look at the DSLs on Wolfenstein.
Wait. The SLs?
So I just posted the picture Raven J made of me blabbing and everyone else sleeping. It's very apt to this episode, I think. Thanks, Raven J. We're gonna get that coloring book out. All right, this spoiler is going on long. Anyone else have anything?
No.
All right, so we're gonna end the spoiler, and why don't we head to the verdict?
Shit's in our pussy.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it's verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. By the way, MZ,
Yes.
you had some interesting comments in the chat room after that fucking joke.
Oh, thank you.
First time Mike says that was fucked up, MZ. And Julie Meow Meow says, wow.
You better
And
not
Raven J says, what? Oh, boy.
You know what's weird?
Mars likes it though.
You know what's weird is how fucking. What I like about it is how fucking weird and subtle. It's like it's like you had some post hypnotic suggestion there that if the right words came out, that joke would come like a fucking trap.
The funny thing is, I can understand this movie, and I didn't understand that fucking joke.
Oh my
I'll
god.
explain a joke to you later.
Yeah. We'll act it out with puppets for you, okay?
All right, let's start Ravy Shadow. Kick us off.
All right, listen.
Off the boat.
Off the boat. I was all set to fucking hate this. But I was engaged. And that worked out really well.
Whoa, you're engaged again?
No, I wasn't engaged.
Engage.
I was. Long time ago. No. No, I liked this movie. I did. Would I watch it again? Will it make my top 13 at the end of the year? I don't know. But I watched all of it. I didn't look at my phone. And I think I liked it. I was on the fence.
My heart is broken.
But, yeah. I'm going to say it's a treat.
You know what? Out of out of everyone in this room, I would have imagined you would have liked it the least.
I was fucking prepared to. Maybe that's why.
I'm proud of you, Raven. I'm proud of you. Let me give you daps.
Oh, baby. 2 daps and a twist. We get that going on. But no, I
No,
was.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's this.
Uh-oh.
Show what he's gonna do.
Oh,
is
yeah.
that?
Oh.
That's 2 daps and a twist.
Oh, you guys been hanging on the lifeboat a lot.
So for the listeners, what I did is I did 2 fist bumps, and then did the twist, as seen in Chubby Checker,
Chubby
and
Checker,
later
yeah.
the Fat Boys song, The Twist.
All right, let's go to MZ on this verdict.
Well, I'm just the exact opposite as Raven Shadow. I was
You're
looking
absolutely fucking right.
I was
I
prepared.
think you two changed fucking bodies.
I was prepared to really enjoy this flick because I have heard good and bad, but I always like to keep my mind open for these things, and the title is part of the reason why I was so looking forward to it, and then I was gravely disappointed after the first 10 minutes in. I feel this movie took a nosedive into the Blue Lagoon. I just don't think this movie was interesting at all. I think the characters were very boring. Really, nothing was going on. The performances were good. I just feel that they just had nothing. The story gave them nothing to do, and not that there should always be something to do. This is a physical horror that we're talking about here, but in order for me to really like it, there's got to be a little bit more than just a bunch of talking going on, And if they're going to talk, make it interesting, and it wasn't. Yeah. This is a trick.
Have some dirty jokes.
There wasn't any nun scat jokes in here.
Yeah.
Nah, not a one.
All right, Mars Man.
Stay with me with this one, okay? I very recently started listening to the horror slasher podcast, the Hysteria Continues. It's a awesome transcontinental podcast with people all over the world. They recently recommended a film that I had certain expectations of ahead of time by the box art. The box art was very generic, typical Photoshop. This film was the Norwegian slasher Cold Prey. It's very atmospheric. It looks really good. I liked it so much, I went and tracked down Cold Prey 2. I would say that Cold Prey is a treat, and Cold Prey 2 is a treat of the highest order. Oh, yeah, this movie. I don't care. Trick.
How about Coldplay?
I don't care about that fucking guy either.
Or Kid and Play.
All right. So here it is. I'm going to go with my initial thought was I wasn't too crazy about this movie when it ended. I liked a lot of what it did. But I think at the end of the day, there's no denying that this film is a bit pretentious, right? Would you guys say that that's...
I
don't think so.
The reason why I use that word is because while I liked it for the most part, I think the director placed a greater importance on making an ambiguous film that would have people talking when he could have added more subtle hints to make it accepted by a wider audience. I think it was specifically done that way. Now, this filmmaking like this, to me, is sort of like a puzzle because it doesn't lay it all out in front of you like a lot of films do, and it doesn't hold your hand. And because of that, I appreciated it. I think it's a stylistic choice, and it's a bold one to make, but most audiences do not like to be made to feel dumb, and this movie can definitely do that to certain members of the audience. I'm not saying that to put anyone down that felt that way. I don't think there's any way you could possibly understand this film in its entirety the first time through.
Because you're too fucking dumb.
No, that goes for everyone, including me, Raven Shadow.
Oh, no, you're fucking smart, Johnny.
That stymied everybody.
That's you. I'm speaking for Johnny.
I think that a film that requires you to watch it more than once to enjoy it should be viewed as a misstep. People really got hung up on the title of this film and expected a physical it. The monster here is fear and paranoia and how that can fuck with people and make them do things they wouldn't normally do. I don't always need a physical monster for my horror film, though. What makes us scared with horror films, is it the, kind of like what I said, is the actual appearance of the monster or the feeling that it might happen to us? Or are we afraid to be put in stressful situations in which we feel helpless and cannot escape death? I love that there is no physical monster here. It was bold, and I applaud the director for it, despite some other missteps. Otherwise, I did enjoy this flick, and I thought about it, like I said, for days afterward. And not many films can do that. And I can't remember too many in the last 268 episodes that have done it the way that this did. But on the flip side, I can also see why people wouldn't enjoy this. So I completely get both sides because I was sort of on both sides. But at the end of the day, this dude made a film that people are talking about a lot, whether they're on one side or the other. And I think he's a talented director. I think that this is a completely personal film. It's maybe a little bit too personal in some senses that other people weren't able to sort of get that. But I think that this dude is a really good filmmaker, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else he can do. I'm hoping that maybe he doesn't stick to I hope this isn't like a gimmick that he does. I hope he goes, and tries some different stuff where it's not just, oh, well, let's try to be ambiguous just to be ambiguous, But at the end of the day, I like this movie, and it was a treat for me. I know I talked a lot, a lot. But this is a film, like I said, it's a piece of art, like any film. And I'm not saying this is more artful than any others, but this is a piece of art that you look at it and you're going to have a reaction to it, right, wrong, or indifferent. And, and then you could also think about how that makes you feel after the fact. And this is one that I felt differently after the fact, after I kind of dug in a little bit deeper, thought about it some more, and wanted to know what I didn't quite understand the first time through. Another film, and MZ knows this because we saw it together, but another film, that one of my favorites, if not my favorite of all time, is a film that I can't, if you asked me to explain it in 30 seconds, I couldn't do it. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Fucking brilliant. I could not explain that to you in 30 seconds.
I mean, colleges have courses on that movie, for Christ's sake.
So, I don't want to go too much. I've spoke way too much, so that's going to be it.
It's okay. Stop apologizing. He was good.
I'm not apologizing.
It's like a Johnny episode. Right? When you say this is a Johnny episode, right? Yeah. They're like the Lisa episodes on The Simpsons. It's not anybody's favorite.
Blah, blah, blah.
But, we have one.
You had to have one, right? You had to have that.
It's like this is the one where Johnny learned it was okay to play jazz,
Yeah, Bleeding Gums Murphy came over.
All right, we talked about this movie for an hour 45 minutes, so we're done now, okay?
The use of lighting on this movie is really nice.
Now he's going to review it.
I'm going to change my opinion.
I think this movie did exactly what The Witch did, but The Witch did it better.
If anyone out there who's listening to this agrees with anything we had to say, disagrees, if you have other theories and you guys want to get it in, let us know. Podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Send us an email, voicemail. This is definitely one where the conversation might continue a little bit further. So please let us know if you have any additional thoughts. But that's going to do it. And next week, we're doing something kind of completely different. And I forgot the name of the movie.
Night of something different.
Yeah. Okay.
Something strange.
We're doing... Here. I just threw. I got it. I just threw a bunch of discs at Raven Shadow, asshole. Next week we're doing a film. It was actually recommended to us by someone on YouTube, and we're gonna do The Night of Something Strange. And this flick is available on VOD, iTunes, Amazon. You know the drill. And if you guys want to play along at home, feel free. Night of Something Strange. We're going to check it out. Kind of go with something what looks to be a little bit lighter than this.
It's a bad title.
And do we have we don't have a guest yet. We may have a guest. There may be a guest next week, but we're still kind of working on that. We do have guests coming up in October, though. So that should be fun. We got a big month of October. So, all right, I need a break. I've talked way too much. We are going to go to a break, and we'll be back. We got some voicemails. We got some thoughts about It Comes at Night and some other stuff going on. So we'll be back in just a moment.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
Trick or Treat Radio is the greatest podcast ever invented. The spelling is very bad. I'm not sure who wrote this. And the Deadites? The Deadites. Is that a company that procures houses? The Deadites. Oh, it's the Deadites. The Deadites are a fantastic musical act. That is what I was supposed to say. And there you go. There it is. Cheeseburger. Remember to rent The Fly, because that's a good movie for making love to.
Jeff Goldblum, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can get you on the show again sometime soon.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I'm Alex West. And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
All right, we're back. I need a bigger break. You guys talk the rest of the show. I'm not saying anything.
So I went to a show with Tiny White the other day, which was awesome. We brought some stuff for the Halloween maze over. And on the way there, I'm like, TW, I need to hit an ATM. And we were in a rush to get there early because Donna Matrix was singing a song early in the night as part of a little thing with some members of Curtain Society, Barry Dennis, some musicians from our past. Oh, I also forgot to mention, by the way, Thinner played an awesome set. So did Hey Now Moore's Fader featuring Grandizer Funk. So very, very big Deadites representation on stage that night. So the first thing I said is, Tiny, I need to go to an ATM. So we're talking about the ATM and fees and everything else. And without fucking fail, he drives directly to the venue without going to an ATM. So I'm like, we got to go to an ATM. So he's like, oh, okay. So we drive to an ATM. And as he goes, it's across the street from Shaw's. As soon as I saw Shaw's, I'm like, oh, fuck. Right? So we go to ATM. And he goes, you know what? I want a snack. There's nothing for me around. So I go, okay. So we go in and get a snack. So I decide I'm going to get a Hershey bar, okay?
and a soda like this, kind of like one of the quote-unquote healthy sodas, right? So
I think that's an oxymoron.
So, wow, I've been trying, and my face is clearing up. And so I get mine quick, and I think he's outside already. So in the self-ringing line, I look back, and Tiny is there, and I can't fucking tell what he has, right? It looks like he has maybe a newspaper or something. I can't fucking figure it out, right? So he gets to the car, he pulls out his bag, right? And he pulls out a fucking knife out of his pocket, right? I'm like, what are you doing, right? He goes, I got a snack, right? So he pulls out a loaf of French bread, a huge brick of cheese, and a huge package of turkey.
That's a fucking tiny white snack.
And he starts making it, cutting it, and I go, did you get any, like, squeeze-ins? He goes, what do you mean? I go, like, mustard or mayo or anything? He goes, oh, no, I don't need that. Right? So I see all my fucking friends sitting at a table, and this dude is fucking making a fucking sandwich. Right? And he and like, he's literally, like halfway through the production of this giant sandwich, he goes, you don't have to wait for me. Well, you don't have to wait for me while I make. Well, all I heard is you don't have to. And I was fucking out of there, walking towards the table with. But like, can you fucking believe that's that kid? That's that kid's idea of a snack. He fucking not even bought bread, and what? Like, all that food's no good now. It's sat in the car in the 80-degree weather. Like, what good is that cheese? Is all fucking one fucking ugly block of cheese now.
Well, he's got to put some meat on his bones. He's got the body of a baguette, for Christ's sake.
The body of a baguette.
Who does that? I've known that person most of my child life and my whole adult life. And he never ceases to amaze me.
Here's a guy that never ceases to amaze us.
All right, well, that's true.
He is amazing.
This dude makes Tiny White look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So
it is kind of true.
If you go to the grocery store to get a snack with Tiny White, what do you think he gets?
We already heard it.
No, he was outside.
Yeah, he's gonna listen to this 3 times.
Probably water and kale. No, I don't know. Probably some protein. And no, egg whites.
Okay. He can have egg whites, actually. He's
Yeah.
allergic to eggs.
I don't know. Is it spinach?
He gets an Italian bread, a huge loaf of bread,
Yeah.
cheese, and turkey. All right.
Oh, does he?
That's what
Yeah.
he got.
Oh, I get that too.
And that's his
Yeah, but
snack.
you're not to eat in a car outside
wow.
of Rouse.
He's a weird fucking guy.
Yeah, how do you think?
Yeah.
We stopped to get a snack before the rock show, and that's what he bought. And
Wait,
at one point, he looks at me and goes, do you want a sandwich? I go, no, I don't want a fucking sandwich.
Yeah. Why didn't you get a drive-through?
Friggin' I see Donna Matrix walk by. She has fucking boots on up to her collarbones, and this dude's trying to give me a fucking sandwich. You want a sandwich?
What did you get for a snack?
I got a Hershey bar
Okay.
and a
king
blue
size.
Zevia.
Ooh.
Everything a growing boy needs to grow up to be big and strong.
Oh my God! Look at this picture of Jack and Mark.
Holy, this is fucking awesome.
The fuck?
He's got us on a tablet. He's got a machete and leather gloves.
Yeah, because the fucking doors are unlocked. He doesn't know who's coming in. That's why he's ready.
No, it's because Mick fucking Jones is gonna fucking bust in and ride in that fucking kangaroo.
Yeah.
The doors isn't gonna protect him.
That's
He's gonna have a fucking python fucking lasso. Australia's bad. I'm sorry, Australia's bad. I don't care how handsome the drive jacket and grease jacket are.
Yeah,
like
the jackets are.
Yeah, like no.
Are they coming up here?
I don't know. They don't love me. You scared her away. So
No, I didn't. This one over here. It's you.
Me?
No.
It's you.
The fuck you mean me? What did I do?
Well,
Well, I think that joke was enough.
You scared Julie away.
Yeah.
Scared SL away.
Yep.
Scared.
Come on. I don't scare anybody away.
So many people.
Here's I just put the picture that Mark shared.
That's fucking great.
on the live feed.
First time Mike is now last time Mike.
Yeah. That's fucking great. I'm fucking concerned.
It's fucking hilarious.
I mean,
he's got a book about the USA.
I know.
I mean, there's got to be a reason why he has a machete like that.
Maybe
I
he's got
told
really
you
young
why.
grass.
Australia.
He lives in fucking Australia.
Yeah, if you look at that, that ain't like mitten the box. That's fucking game used.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking like
Australia is made to kill you.
That's been that knife's been busy.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he never gets in fucking trouble for driving.
Well, he's got a cop friend.
You got a problem with me driving, mate?
I want to hear the love connection.
Well, that's a knife.
I want to see
No,
what
you
happens.
had to go there, huh, Johnny? Jesus.
Well, it's not fucking shitting in a fucking vajayjay.
Yeah, you got nothing. You got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing.
What?
Raven J says the book is Nightmare USA. He says that book rules.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I missed that book. That's a book that I
I missed out on that one.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a book to have too.
The 2016 election.
All right, let's get into some voicemail. We got not a ton, but we got a pretty good amount. Actually, we do have a lot. Let's see. You know what? Just to break things up, I'm going to take a little break from It Comes at Night. And we got this late last week, like literally as we were about to go off the air. We got from Jeremy McFarlane. He sent the new theme song for Atomic Age Media.
Oh.
So I'm going to play that here.
Nice.
I think he probably has played it on the show, I would imagine.
I was going to say, is this a world premiere?
I don't think we're doing a world premiere, but here is the new theme song for Atomic Age Media. Oh, sorry, I had it muted because we were playing the movie earlier. Let me try that again. Here we go. You digging it, Rated Shadow? Yeah. You got your tweezers? You might get in trouble.
Light your eyes and if you're ready to vaporize, opens on the wasteland. Feral kids, road warriors, metalheads, transmission switch to a world we know it. That's our new shit, a landscape filled with song.
Good hook, huh?
Yeah. Is this Jeremy singing?
Yeah. At least I would assume so. It sounds like him.
Get down, turn on the mic. Books open the pieces inside, come off the pages. It has to go by. Mass crusaders, barbarians, and wizards, countless tales of high adventure. Time is to the mob. Where you come, I will be lost and crush your will.
I'm going to use the word prolific. Jeremy's pretty prolific with his music writing. He wrote some stuff for Throwdown Thursday. All right.
Fucking awesome.
Nice job, McFarlane.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I got to look at those lyrics before they did it, and it's nice to hear them.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing it with us, Jeremy. We appreciate it. And glad you guys are, things didn't get too fucked up for you down there. You guys were a little bit more lucky than some, it sounds like.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Glad that you and yours are okay. Drive Jack and Mark says, by the way, everyone should read Nightmare USA.
Yeah, tell me about it. Book's pretty hard to get, and if you do get it, you got to pay a pretty penny for it.
Yeah.
That's why he has the machete out.
Speaking of Drive Jack and Mark, we got a few voicemail from the man.
Nice.
Why don't we start it with the first one he sent in?
Hey guys, it's the Drive Jacket Monk here. Just calling in to, as usually, check in on you. Yeah, so this week it's been pretty quiet. I went and saw It last Friday, the day after my massive blowout. My brother made me go and watch it with him. And I barely made it through the film, but I enjoyed it a lot more the second time. I'd recommend everyone go and see it. So, another album review for you guys. I've got Angry Johnny. Angry Johnny, he's a, I guess you would say, country singer. Very independent. I've been listening to him for a few years, and then today I put him on for some reason, but this is a horror-themed country album, Dance of the Shufflers. You guys should check out. It's like a zombie apocalypse-themed country album. Put any track on, it's great. And I was going to send in this, I was going through my some of my files today trying to spare some space on my phone, and I found this voice recording of me breaking up with a woman, and I thought I'll just send that into him and see
Wow.
see what kind of reaction we get out of that. And then I was just listening to it, and it was just me being very manipulative and just a horrible person. Maybe if I get drunk enough, I'll send it on through. I don't know. But,
yes, do it.
that's all I've got to say today, guys. Hope you're having a good one. The old Drive Jacket Monk. Checking out. Love yous.
It's like he just laid a trap to prove what everyone says about you two, and you fucking sprung on it.
Hey, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm all over that.
You're like, oh, I want to hear something awful and with girls crying.
No.
I defend you two. It's a matter of what you just did for yourselves.
What? What do you mean you two?
First, the cross chops.
Listen, 2 words for you.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Yeah.
Suck it.
All right. Well, let's go from Australia to Chicago. Let's pick up the September to Remember. This is from our buddy Nick. He's reviewing all the Phantasm films. We're going to jump now to Mars's favorite one, Phantasm 2.
Hey guys, Nick here, back from the September to Remember Phantasm review. First off with the grade, I give this one a B. I thought this one was a lot better than the first. Well, maybe not better. I think I give the first one a C+, so bumped up one more. But first off with the Blu-rays, they did a great job on this. They're looking really, really good. You can kind of tell Bad Robot is with this helping giving the final checks with J.J. Abrams, but also, well, you know what, I think he did do all of them prior. He did the first 2 prior, because I know those were on Shout Factory Blu-ray already. So this one might be the first that wasn't, so we'll see, but I'm not positive. I have seen this one before. I don't remember a lot of it. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the third one. But so, yeah, second one, I liked it a lot more. I thought the fighting was good. I loved the gearing up stuff. I loved that it was more of like a typical 80s sequel, and I mean that in the best way possible because I love those kind of things. More just, like a stalk and chase. We're going to go get them. I loved learning about this world. You learn a little bit more of the world of the Tall Man, and how he's got like different henchmen, which are either like maybe dead bodies or possessions or something that are helping him win the crematorium. I thought the Sam Raimi thing was cute. I thought the gearing up was great. I thought the add on to the 2 characters was fine. The blonde girl was fine because I think she was supposed to be like the psychic's granddaughter or something, so that was fine. The other girl was just whatever. One funny thing about this is bringing me back to listening to an old Cult of Muscle episode where they're reviewing the Phantasm films, and they're talking about how Reggie whenever he has sex, he never takes his jeans off, so I think that continues on in the third one. So that made me laugh because I thought of that. No, but I think as these go on, I'm going to dig these more. I don't know what 4 looks like. 4 and 5 I've never seen. So who knows? 5 I've heard is a shit show because it's, it's completely like, I don't know. Well, I'll get there when I review it. But no, I thought the second one was a lot more fun, a lot more my style. And like I said, I gave it a B. I thought it was interesting. This might be a series that I turn my head on completely. Who knows? But thanks, guys, for playing these. Bye.
All right. Well, it sounds like Nick dug the second one a little bit more than the first. Think that's going to continue? We'll have to wait till next week to find out. Hey, Mars. You want to hear from Julie Meow Meows? Want to see if she's real? No. Do you want to hear from her? No. You say it in the mic.
No.
Why?
Because it's just going to be like, psych.
MZ, do you want to hear from Julie Meow Meows?
Here's what's going to happen, like what Tiny used to do. Hey.
We played her voice before, you idiot.
He'd say, like, hey, Gina Gentasio's on the phone. You want to talk to her? I'd say, yeah. And he'd say, she wants to know if you want to go to the prom. I'd say, yeah. And he goes, ah.
Mars, she's going to ask if you want to make out.
Gross. Don't make her. Don't be gross.
Ah!
Don't be gross.
Don't making out's gross?
Yeah. I don't think it is. SL, help me.
All right, well, we're gonna hear from Julie Meow Meows in the flesh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio, it's Julie Meow Meows.
You're blushing, Mars.
I just wanted to make sure you guys were all okay. I saw there's a tropical storm headed in your direction. I don't know if it's supposed to do any damage or not, but hopefully
I didn't even know.
You guys all stay safe and nothing bad happens. Also, I didn't get to call last week about my favorite non-Marvel DC superhero movie.
Oh.
And I can't believe nobody mentioned it. Obviously, the most influential superhero movie of our time or any time, Three Dev Dom. Turkish Spider-Man. How can nobody talk about this amazing masterpiece of a movie? If nobody's ever seen it, it is one to watch.
His hands are in his
a
pockets.
few drinks in, and then it's hilarious. You may not remember most of it, but you'll probably remember the best parts. And also, as far as superhero movies go, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love that movie. 1990?
Yeah, Raven Shadow said that.
The puppets are amazing. Still going back and watching that. It's such a good movie. The puppeteering is amazing. I guess that's it. Hey, Mars.
Wow.
I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
He's blushing so much.
Wow.
And his hands are in his pockets, too. He's trying to calm himself down.
Oh, my God.
He's got his fucking hat pulled down all the way down to his chin over his face.
I forgot my sunglasses. It's bright in here.
He blushed immediately.
Wow.
It's not true. It's
Yeah,
not true.
we got a picture.
No. Just let me see that picture.
No.
You're going to use a filter to make it look that way.
You can't see your face anyway.
Fake filter. Thank you, Julie. There is a storm coming up to New England
Is
area,
there?
but it's hitting the Cape, hitting the Vineyard.
Oh.
They're doing some evacuating, but
Really? Evacuating the Cape?
no, parts of some of the islands.
Well, they fucking deserve for living on an island.
Well, fair, but they had the tree fixers come over the boat today.
Tree fixers.
Yeah.
Tree fixers. Wait, 3 people that fix things?
You know who does that job?
Who's that?
Who's probably on that boat?
Fabio
Fabio
Frizzi, yeah.
Oh yeah. So
That's where he is, though. He's down at the Cape now.
Probably, yeah. They wanted to, just in case power lines were fucked up, they had trucks on standby to make the woods better. Wow.
Mars.
What?
How about that?
I think Phantasm 2 is the best one as well, Nick.
What about Julie Meow Meows?
I don't know what Phantasm she likes the best.
Well, no, what do you think about what she said? 3 Dev Dom?
Three Dev Dom's a very good movie.
Dun, dun,
Very good looking
dun.
movie.
3 Dev Dom.
This
That was quick. Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
On demand.
And in color, too.
All right, I'm going to post that. That better depicts.
Where's Tiny?
Nowhere to be fucking found.
The show. He'd stick up for me. He'd stick up for me.
You were fucking blushing. There's no sticking up for it. Yes, there was.
No, I think I caught the fucking plague off Monster Zero.
Yeah.
I got high. I got
Julie Meow Meow's voice.
I got the hives.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you got the hibs.
Raven Shadow, help me.
Yeah, no, listen.
Don't stand up for him.
No, it's fun.
I'm an officer and a gentleman.
Oh, this is Raven J. We're showing Raven J's drawing of Mars blushing.
Where's the chat room? Chat room, don't encourage this. It's bad behavior.
Oh shit, this is fucking awesome.
No, it's bad.
All right, let's see where we're going next. Thank you, Julie Meow Meows. And I thought someone mentioned 3 Devadom very briefly.
I think so.
Yeah, well, I
think
know,
so.
I know that first time Mike did, I think, in his...
Oh, I think you're right. I think that might be. Maybe we didn't. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, granted, it was not a licensed property.
Right. So technically, I guess it is because it.
They didn't put it out.
But it
Captain
has-
America and Spider-Man are Marvel.
Don't disagree with Julie.
I'm not disagreeing with
She
her.
may not call anymore.
It's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
True.
Neither is X-Men.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh, look at this! I found Julie Meow Meows from a month ago.
I don't remember. What are you calling playing this for?
What day is today? It's Trick or Treat Radio's birthday. What a day for a birthday. Let's all have some alcohol.
Wow. I still think that one day, like there's gonna be like a live voicemail going on, and she's like gonna walk in, and Tiny's gonna come in with one of those voice things, gonna be like, "What's your favorite scary movie?"
It's gonna be El Goro. Let's all have some alcohol.
Somebody call Jakey.
Yeah.
Jakey wouldn't let you guys treat me this way.
How are we treating you?
You're trying
you
to
fucking blush.
You're trying to take advantage of my niceness.
What?
It's true. I don't know what I mean. Go to the next Phantasm.
Dude, it's okay to have a boner.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. That's not nice.
It's so funny. As soon as you said that, MZ,
Yeah.
Bosch says Mars boner is a thing.
Don't say that.
Oh my
listen.
God, that's a fucking timestamp.
Don't.
That for creepiness.
Don't don't say that.
No, it's okay, Billy. All I do is have boners over my house.
Weird. Don't say that.
Speaking of boners, let's hear from Courtney.
Hey guys, this is Evil Corny. On yesterday, I bought a copy of It Comes at Night. I was wanting to go and see it in theaters, but a lot of people that I know said it wasn't any good. So, since you all were reviewing it this week, and I had some money in my pocket, I decided on buying a copy.
Going jang-a-lang-a-lang.
I really enjoyed the film, and watching the trailer months ago, I really enjoyed it for the fact that they didn't really reveal what was happening in the trailer. And I really enjoyed how it was kind of dealing with isolation and paranoia. And I think, to me, that's what horror really is, to where you don't know what's happening on the outside and you're somewhat isolated. Well, that's one of my biggest fears. I have a phobia about like being in, isolated places or whatever, or
Did Courtney listen to my
really
review?
in the woods. I'm mostly a city person, so camping and stuff like that was never my thing. You all have a good podcast, and I really enjoyed the show. Enjoy the show. Evil Corny out.
Awesome, Corny. I'm glad you dug it, man.
Thank you, Corny.
Glad that on a blind buy you enjoyed the film, because I would have felt bad if you hadn't. So, awesome, man. Thank you. All right, let's hear another one from Drive Jacket Mark.
That's this Drive Jacket Mark here. Just calling in again to talk about having a license. So yeah, I've never had a license because I had a learner's permit when I was in high school, and then for some reason my parents they got drunk on like box wine, and they'd send me down on my learner's permit down to the bottle shop to get them liquor when they couldn't drive anymore. So I started doing that, and then I just kept going, and then my learner's permit. My learner's permit ran out and I never renewed it. And so yeah, the first time I got pulled over for not having a license, I was out the front of my parents had this like van, so we could fit like 8 guys in it, and we drove up to this Budrum Tavern. It was called the Budrum Tavern. It was student night that night, and so we went in there. Well, I parked, and the police just pulled up behind us and they asked for everything, and I had nothing. And they were fine about it. They just gave me a fine. And then they said, oh, just make sure someone picks the car up in the morning. And we went and had a good time. The second time was... good. I was driving. I was going out to get some fruit and vegetables, and I was just cruising along. And over here we have these like highway patrol things. And for some reason... I knew it at the time. He had looked at me or something, I don't know, and he passed me and he came back around and he pulled us over, and I was just at just outside the fruit and vegetable shop. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm getting some fruit and vegetables. And then I said to him, mate, you've caught a classic here. I've got no license, nothing. And he was very nice about it, and he just said, you know, you can't drive. Get someone to pick you up. And I had to go and get fingerprinted and all this shit. And then I went to court. And then when I was in court, waiting for my fine, like I was so panicking because I'd never been to court before. And I thought, oh, this is going to be hard on me. And then I was hearing all these crimes, like people punching police officers in the face, people like stalking girlfriends and holding knives to their throats. And as the stories went along, they even had a guy like handcuffed and they brought him out. It was ridiculous. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be fine now. And because this is the only crimes I've ever committed in my life is driving unlicensed. And so he comes up to me and he goes, oh, so I heard you were driving without a license. And I said, yep, I'll never do it again, boss. And that was the end of it. I got a couple $100 fine, and they can't take your license away because you never had one. And I'm still doing that. That was probably 10 years ago. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the story. Take my example. Live with it. Do it. You may be able to be like me. I don't know.
I'll tell you this. If a policeman yelled at me the other day who came into my house with an ambulance because my special lady friend needed to go to the hospital, like I can't even fucking imagine what would happen if I was like I have a license to have my house. Like I can't even imagine what would happen if he caught me driving a car I wasn't supposed to drive.
Yeah, man. I drive Jacket Mark. I think everything you're doing, I'm a huge fan. If you're a big fan, big ups yourself. Maybe just get the license, though. I mean, like, how stringent are the rules in Australia? Right? I mean,
are you waiting for an answer?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Send me a message. It's got to be, fairly easy, right?
Text me. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hear again from Drive Jacket Mark. We got one more from him.
Trifecta.
But for now, let's hear from our buddy Carlos.
Yes. Hey, Trick or Treat Radio. This is Carlos. How you guys doing? Managed to pry myself away from playing Destiny 2 to watch It Comes at Night, and I wanted to send you my thoughts. And unfortunately, I have to say that I was a bit disappointed in this movie. I did come into it knowing that there was some, I don't know if negativity is the right word, but definitely some criticism towards the film. I was anticipating this movie when I first saw the trailers, but I didn't read enough about what was wrong with it as to not influence me in how I felt about the picture. But what I will say is that I could definitely see why the film is divisive. It's an excellently well-acted film. It's shot great. and I like the atmosphere, and it definitely has intense scenes. I didn't think it was slow. It had a nice build-up, but the problem is that it takes this. The build-up just leads to this real hard turn towards the end, and rather than being satisfied to where it led to, it was more like, what led me here? Why is this going down like this so quickly? And also part of the problem is the dreams with the teenage son, and what may be real and what isn't, and I don't think that really lends itself to the story too well, or the situation in the film, or the plot rather. So ultimately I was disappointed. I thought it was okay overall, though. I mean, for those who haven't seen it and you saw the trailers and you look at the title, I would suggest to really temper your expectations of what you may or what you're gonna see in the film. Then you probably appreciate it more, because it is, like I said, very well acted. I like Joel Edgerton as an actor, and the rest of the cast, which is that I'm not familiar with, did an excellent job as well, and that's it. That's what I think about the film, and that's it. So I'm gonna head to work, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Awesome, Carlos. Thanks for your thoughts, man. And we've kind of heard run the gamut of sort of emotion on it, and it seems like Carlos didn't hate it. So he was one of the few that was kind of in the middle, I guess. Yeah. So cool, man. Well, appreciate your thoughts. Always love hearing from you, bud. And sounds like Carlos has been pretty busy playing Destiny 2. I know a lot of my friends have been playing it as well, and I have pretty much negative time to game these days, so I'm a little jealous, but maybe one of these days I'll get time to play a game. It's okay. I do other things with games that make me happy, so I know it's
whoa, yeah.
It helps pay my bills, all right?
Oh, yeah. You'll play a game, Johnny, later on?
Wolfie, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Sucks I lost all my high end.
Yeah.
Who's going to sing Too Ugly for Heaven?
I'm too ugly.
No, definitely not you. Definitely not you.
Why?
I'm going to send you to Dr. Bueno.
Don't even try.
Don't even try.
I don't think that's how it goes, right?
Yeah, you've been gone a long time. We changed some things.
Okay, good.
Remix. Yeah.
All right, let's hear from Nathan Concoy Vance Duke.
No shit.
Hey, boys. All right, this is Cody. I'm sorry for the janky-ass nature of this particular phone message, but I wanted to leave you one while I had the chance.
Getting janky with it.
Last week, you guys mentioned that none of you had seen many Russian movies, and I have not seen many Russian movies, but I have seen a few, and I wanted to make some recommendations. I come from a place of relative ignorance still, but it seems to me that a lot of contemporary Russian genre stuff has a sort of generic, stylish look to it, sort of like that day watch, night watch kind of thing. Seems to have sort of set the template for what those sorts of movies look like. It seems to have extended even a little bit to Guardians or The Guardians. Seems like the store brand superhero version of that kind of aesthetic. But older stuff, my fucking radio's on, I'm sorry about that, is really a lot more interesting stylistically. They had a lot of westerns, which I guess depending on who you're talking to or where you're reading, are called borscht westerns or red westerns, that really are sort of interesting cousins to the spaghetti western. They're their own sort of surreal western, except whereas spaghetti westerns are all shot in Spain or wherever else and stood in place for Monument Valley, they're very upfront about these being set in sort of Eurasian areas. Very interesting, even when they aren't great. I think the first of them, I don't know if that's the first of them. There's one called like The Magnificent Avengers or something like that. That isn't altogether fantastic, but is sort of a weird little movie, and enough so that it justifies a watching. Not fantastic on its own, but one of its sequels, I think it's one of the sequels to this movie, is called The White Son of the Desert, which really is not like an all-time great, but does stand very ably, I think, toe-to-toe with a lot of the like above-average spaghetti westerns. The White Son of the Desert, definitely give that one a look. That's a really cool one. There's another one called Lemonade Joe that's like sort of reminds me of Trinity. Feels a lot like it's like yeah, I think that one might be set in America. I forget. There's definitely like a focused effort on like Americana in that one, weirdly enough. Yeah, Lemonade Joe is sort of an interesting one. There's another one, not a western exactly, but called The Wild Wild East, which is sort of a surrealist Magnificent Seven kind of thing that I don't think was ever properly. You may have just heard a notification. I'm sorry about that. I think it's yeah, not as great as it sounds, but it's worth a look. Also on YouTube. If anybody else calls in, I'm sure they'll recommend Tarkovsky movies. Those are really good, really long. Lots of their genre stuff does not really deliver on the pulpy side of things, and spends a lot more time being like philosophical. That's the way Tarkovsky movies are, for sure. But his Stalker in particular is like probably one of like the 10 best sci-fi movies of all time. Is really, really special. There's another one called The Dead Mountain Climbers Inn, I think it's called, which is sort of a weird murder mystery, sort of sci-fi story. Lots of sci-fi stories from them that takes lots of odd turns. Not great, but sort of worth a look. And finally, I had mentioned that they don't deliver from a pulpy standpoint for the most part. One that does is a movie that I never hear anybody talk about called The Witch's Cave. Mars, you need to check out The Witch's Cave ASAP. It's it's a sci-fi movie about like a future like race of like I don't know, like highly advanced civilization that's trying to colonize sort of a Stone Age civilization, and a bunch of shit goes sideways on them. There's dinosaurs running amok. There's a lot of magic. I'm not actually sure there is a witch in the Witch's Cave, but there's magic, and there's cave people, and there's dinosaurs and swords and lasers and this and that. So yeah, definitely give that one a look. Sounds like it's down
Mars' alley.
Sounds like the Muse Knights of Sidonia.
That's a really
video.
fun one. And trying to think what else. Oh yeah, I finally interested to see what you guys will make of It Comes at Night. Will probably be sort of a contentious review. I am ordinarily don't have a lot of like patience for people splitting hairs over whether or not something is a horror movie. Like people gave a lot of I don't know, a lot of ink spilled on whether or not The Witch is a horror movie or whatever, and I just think like, just fuck off with this. But It Comes at Night is about as much a horror movie as The Road was. I feel like there was like one scene that really sticks out like a sore thumb set next to the rest of the movie. That seems to have built to a jump. It's been a while since I've seen it. I think I saw it opening night. But otherwise, it's pretty much just a wall-to-wall tragedy. Cannot be too mad at people who went to that one expecting a horror movie and were just sold something that's I don't know, just a massively depressing movie. Definitely suspenseful, but not in a lot in the way of what you might ordinarily think of as horror. But in any case, guys, I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.
Very cool, Nathan Kotkway, Vance Duke. Some
I love
fucking
you.
Russian flicks for our face.
I love you, buddy.
I think you got to go check that. I
Witch's
forget.
Hole.
Yeah.
Or the Witch's Cave.
He's so handsome.
I think you got to check it out, Mars Man.
We're going to try to look at
what
after Nathan's voicemail. You notice anything about my skin?
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm blushing.
Oh yeah,
You're not blushing.
I am. See,
No.
look at.
Oh, it's like yeah.
You're not blushing. Come on.
Wow.
You what? You what?
I'm not actually. I was never blushing. I just have a very red skin. I was sunbathing today all day.
It's like jaundice, but not really.
I was out on the boat.
You're
I got a
not
lot
out
of
on the
sun.
boat.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the seas are rocky
Mhm.
in the storm, but no,
Yep.
there was some sun there, and that storm was downgraded to like a problem.
To a problem?
Yeah, a category like 2 problem. Not as bad as like a Cat 4 or Cat Stevens.
All right. Nathan Cockaway and Vince Duke, always love hearing from you, buddy. Thank you
I love
for
him.
the thoughts. And we just got this in like a half hour ago, actually, so it's not that old. Creepy Girl, I think she may have sent her thoughts in on the flick, so let's check it out.
Okay, it comes at night. I came in late, so I didn't hear your whole review. I'm going to have to listen to it tomorrow. But I was waiting on this movie because of the advertising. I thought it was going to be a terrifying, horrifying film. I was so excited about it. It was my movie I was waiting for. And then when it came out, I didn't get to see it right away. And I heard everybody complaining that it was dumb and nothing happened and blah, blah, blah. So when I went in, when I finally did see it, I was like, I wanted to see this. I wanted to see it. There's always a movie. I remember The Shallows. Everybody told me that was stupid, and I freaking loved that movie. So I was like, I'm going to watch it. I'm just not going to expect too much. And when I watched it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't, of course, not terrifying or any of the stuff I wanted it to be, but, it was a drama. It was a drama. And it was about, families trying to survive and good people trying to be good, but at what point do you put aside humanity, put aside compassion to protect your family? That's all I thought the plot was. I didn't see anything deeper than that. It just seemed simple to me. I like movies like that because they make you think, what would I do? And those kind of movies I like. I always feel like I sound so dumb in these recordings because I'm so freaking tired. I don't even know what I'm saying.
It's all good.
But I stay up late just to see you guys.
Aww.
But I just wanted to give my 2 cents. I just really hated the way they advertised it. I don't understand how they think they're going to make money. I always think on movies, the resale is where they make all the money. The people going to see it again and people telling people how great it is and other people going to see it and then DVDs and downloads and everything else. So I don't understand their line of thinking into tricking everybody into thinking it's a terrifying film when, it's a drama.
We got your money.
That's all it was, a drama. But that's my 2 cents. That's
Save
all
your
I got to say.
drama
I'm
for
too
your mom.
tired. And I love ya. Bye.
Ooh.
Thanks, Creepy Girl. And it kind of goes into what we were talking about is that certain expectations could have potentially ruined it, and the way it was marketed could have ruined it.
I
And-
didn't see this movie anywhere.
I didn't see it anywhere.
Creepy Girl, by the way, I'm sure we all are. We're really glad you're okay in the storm.
Yeah.
And you adopted a kitten that was lost out in the storm.
Yeah,
That's-
really?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
that's a
cute
class
little
act.
kitten
Yeah.
too.
That's nice.
So I believe
That's
that
awesome.
kitten, I saw one picture of that kitten. Know what I thought? This is one prolific little kitten.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you, Creepy Girl. I know you were
That's
tired, but I appreciate you still sending in your thoughts. And
She's
now
not too
we
tired
have
for MZ.
the final voicemail from Drive Jack and Mark of the trilogy.
Yeah, but that's your view. That's a narrow view.
No, don't play
Oh
this.
shit!
That's how you look at it.
Don't
play
Whereas,
this.
in fact, it's the complete opposite.
Oh,
It's just
no.
that I don't want to do
Don't
that
play this.
anymore because I can see that you're emotionally
This is me.
attached.
In a league,
like
though.
in you. you find it like it's some
Could you
big
sue us
deal.
for that? No,
But where to me, it's not a big deal.
Burner,
Where I don't see sex as a big deal.
No.
It's a big deal, of course.
Yeah, but to you it
shouldn't
is. To
listen
me,
to
it's
this.
not.
Oh my god.
I've slept with what, like 50 people in my life.
What? Oh my goodness.
Like what? Maybe even more. I don't even know. So like that's just
bad.
So, but you're taking it as though it's some.
It's a big deal for me, of course.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Okay, well then why keep doing it with me when it's not a big deal to me?
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
And then you saying that I've got what I want, that doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's not what it is. If I can sleep with
Just,
people.
turn this off. This
If
this
that's
isn't
all
right.
I want, then yeah, sure.
This isn't
But
right.
what I've done,
He
what
said
I've
it. I
decided
saw like he
is
stole his
that
phone.
you-
Yeah, turn
our
it off though. But this
relationship
girl
is not
didn't. This
going
girl
anywhere.
didn't say it was okay to be
It's
recorded.
not going to work out. We don't have the same views. We don't have the same beliefs. Like, it just... So, it's my decision to call it quits.
God.
For the benefit of everyone involved.
This is so weird.
Wow.
Mad.
Like,
It's
does that
bad.
not sound reasonable?
No, it is. I just want because it just suddenly. But I mean,
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
not-
Just
it's-
feel, I just feel there's reason behind it, and
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
you want there to be some other reason. Like, you keep saying, oh, you're sleeping with someone else or you're seeing some other girl, but I'm not. If I was, I would tell you because it would make it easier for me. It would mean that was it. But I'm not going to tell lies. So that's it. Like, I just don't want to be with anyone at the moment.
Mars can't listen.
And I don't see there's a future in this. So the logical decision is
I
to
can't believe he's recording this.
not see each other anymore. And I can't have people turning up at my house and calling me 20
all right.
times and filling up my voicemail with empty messages that don't say anything.
No, that's all because I want to talk. And if you talked last night, I'm not coming here today because I supposed
Somebody
to have
pass me a
working
napkin, I
today.
need
You
a
know, I
spoon.
have PM shift, but I cancel it because I come here.
But I never asked you to come here.
Yeah, I know,
you can't
because you
blame.
were talking to me last
Yeah,
time.
but you can't blame that on me.
Yeah, I'm not blaming you.
Like if I knew if I hadn't blocked you on my phone and I'd received those messages, I would have made it clear not to turn up.
All right, I pause it real quick. That's halfway through, and just gauging the chat room, especially Julie Meow Meow said, "Whoa, guys, whoa."
Yeah, I don't want to.
I listen to her, not you, Mars. Whoa, whoa. I have a there's a quandary here, Mark, where I don't know if we should play the rest.
Yeah, maybe.
It's I don't even, it's not funny. It's not funny. Like it's I don't know. It's real personal. I think maybe that's. I know Mark kind of puts it out there. That's like that's kind of his thing, but maybe a little bit too much.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Drive jacket.
Yeah, people were saying no. So sorry, Mark. We're gonna cut it short there because people have people with a conscience are
I have a
saying no.
conscience.
Yeah, but I don't believe your conscience.
Yeah, conscious clay.
These two wanted to see it, hear it.
I just like Mark.
Monster Zero wanted to live vicariously through.
Yeah, he wants to hear what arguments are like in other people's
But
relationships.
I don't know. Listening to that voyeuristically is like some real woman hating stuff. I don't know. I think he just didn't think of the context of sending it because he's not a bad guy.
Oh no, he's definitely not a bad
yeah,
guy.
Let's just say, what are you gonna do? But I don't know. I mean, listen. Maybe to be fair, we might have heard. I'm gonna. Listen. Maybe there was some more to that. Remember, people showing up at his house, not planned. Don't have a reason for that, but maybe.
Yeah, but we don't have to listen to that poor
Oh,
girl
agreed.
get
Agreed.
kicked in.
Agreed.
Even though you thought it was funny.
Of course he did.
He's pointing to Monster Zero.
But you don't like women, so.
Yeah, I hate everybody.
Wow.
Oh shit! Well, I think the only way to follow that up is by the last voicemail, a voicemail from a friend of ours we haven't seen in a while. He's a filmmaker.
Oh.
He likes to bring us alcohol.
Oh.
He's a sexy man.
Hey yo, it's your boy Jaja Blinks. What's up, guys? I haven't fucking seen you in so long.
Seriously, dude.
Oh god, I hate wedding season. I miss all your faces, including MZ. You're all right, I guess. Raven Shadow, what's up with my boy?
Bye-bye.
Dynamo, I fucking miss you. And Wolfie, you know I miss you.
Oh, I know, baby.
I miss you so much.
Oh, God, it's been so long since I've been in the studio.
What
and
could that
it's
mean? What could that
fucking
mean?
tearing me apart.
Give you a smooch.
The only thing that really keeps me going is knowing the fact that October 15th, yes, that's right, 15th, I'm going to miss your show because I have a wedding, and I'm so sorry. But
Okay,
I will
I'll beat
be
cancer
at
again.
Rock and Shock on the 15th,
This is
all
twice.
day Sunday.
This is twice I beat
And
cancer
we're
now,
going to
and I'm
drink
sure-
heavily, well, just Raven Shadow and I.
Yes.
And just fucking, I'm going to jerk all you guys off because I miss you so much. Like, so many hand jobs going round and round.
Did you hear that, Sligoth?
I'm actually shooting a wedding right now, of course.
I thought so.
Right
and
now.
tomorrow and the next day and forever. But I've been listening to the show, and I feel so bad that I haven't reached out in a while. Things have been incredibly busy. I want to know all your opinions on it and Harry Dean Stanton passing away.
Sucks.
George Romero. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in forever.
Oh, shit.
And I've been meaning to do a voicemail for the past maybe 6 weeks or so, but life gets in the way. So I'm doing it right now at a wedding while I've been drinking many Jack and Cokes. The way I should be leaving a voicemail.
There you go.
So I just want to say I fucking miss you guys so much. So much. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
I
I just
almost
want
called
to
you the other
snuggle
day, but
all of you gentlemen inside the studio
Yep.
or outside. Whenever you guys want to snuggle, I'm totally down. Just rambling at this point. I'm going to try and hit 7 minutes right now. So I hope, yeah, whatever. No, I'm just going to do 2.5. So it's 2:21, 22, 23, 24. I love you guys, and I miss you, and we're going to snuggle pretty soon. 20, bye.
You know what? I was thinking about it. And I realized that we haven't had. It's been the longest, like,
Yeah.
period of time since we've had him on, since we became friends with him. And I know he was busy with wedding season, so I hadn't really reached out. But I feel like kind of a jerk now because I hadn't reached out. So we miss you too, buddy. And as soon as you have some availability, next Wednesday you're available. You're fucking in here. You're always welcome.
He has a point, though.
What?
Sleepover.
Oh.
At the studio.
Oh.
Hopefully next.
At the studio?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Hopefully next.
All right, my house.
Hopefully
All right,
next
all right.
Wednesday you come. You can come a little early so we can get a little little
Nookie.
grub first. You don't know what we do when we do to us.
It rhymes with band hobs.
Band hobs. Who says band hobs?
It rhymes with band hobs.
I know.
Calvin and band
Band hobs and broomsticks. All right, hand jobs.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Jaja Blinks, he's actually going to be appearing at a film festival. They actually had reached out to us to see if we could cover it. It's in Philadelphia, though, and it's at the end of this month. Little too close to Rock and Shock, unfortunately. But I do want to give a shout out to the Philadelphia Unnamed Film Festival 2017. And if you guys are interested in getting some more information, let me get the website.
Puff.
Yeah, it is Puff, actually. Yep. I think it's unnamedfilmfestival.com. Let me just double check on that.
Puff, puff.
Give.
Jesus.
No, pass. Pass. That's what it is. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yes, unnamedfilmfestival.com. If any of you guys are near the Philadelphia area from September 28th to October 1st, you should check it out. It's at the Proscenium Theater at the Drake on 302 South Hicks Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And on Saturday, I believe this is Saturday, there is a block at 4:30. Saturday Shorts, 90 minutes of short films, and I believe our buddy Jarrett Blinkhorn will be showing Signal to Noise, featuring three of us.
Oh.
I watched that the other day.
It's fucking great.
Because I didn't watch it while we were here. I don't remember.
Oh. What did you think?
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's so good. So I think Jared is also going to be there, and it's funny because sometimes when these festivals reach out to press and podcasts and stuff like that, they say, "Hey, we have these directors' availability. If you want to get an interview, email or Skype, let us know and we'll schedule it for you." And one of the people on there was Blinkhorn, and I'm like, and it reminded me, I was like, "Shit, we gotta get him on again soon." So it's just kind of funny how that email came. He sent us a voicemail. So definitely, man, I'm super excited. At the very least, we're gonna get to see him at Rock and Shock on that Sunday. And it sucks that he won't be at the show, but I totally understand. This is his fucking wedding season.
He doesn't really like me. Of course, the reason I want him to go, he's only ever saw that bad show. Like, if he saw a good show one time, like, I feel like you never have to go again, but he only ever saw that fucking espresso bar debacle.
Espresso bar?
That was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
No, it was really bad.
But we got to get Blinks on again for some Blinkbuster video action, so we can watch a 80s VHS flick. But yeah, thanks, buddy. It was so good to hear your voice, and we'll be cuddling soon, all of us, right? Yeah. Cuddle pile.
Oh, you know, you know what we're gonna do?
What?
We're gonna build fucking forts.
Yeah, with blankets and pillows.
Yeah, blankets. We're gonna play the lava game.
Oh yeah.
I got futons.
I'm gonna push MZ in the lava.
Got croutons.
Futons and croutons.
I got all that stuff. Futons and croutons.
I like that. Futons and croutons.
That's the Rock and Shock after party at the Raven Chateau right there.
Oh shit! Maybe I should.
See, yeah.
Maybe I should be there.
Yeah, we'll stop. I'm going to the grocery store. You know, to get some Pop Secret.
You can get Pop Secret and Mama Celeste.
And Mama Celeste. It'll be fun.
the Raven Chateau. It's only the finest for his guests.
Yeah.
And what to drink?
Boons.
Boons and Bud Light.
Boons and Bud Light. Yeah, Strawberry Hill. Someone gonna bring whiskey.
All right. Well, I think let me just double check. I think that's it though. I think we got all the voicemail, and we did. And I appreciate you guys coming out in force, and for some of you guys giving some thoughts on the flick. And for next week, as I stated earlier, we're going to talk about Night of Something Strange. Now, I think it's is it a slasher? I don't actually know. I'm not positive.
Is it decisive?
It.
Wait, what's the divisive?
Yes, decisive means you made a decision. Think about that, Raven Shadow. Decisive.
Well, that's accurate too, because people made a choice to choose what their decision was.
For Christ's sake.
Thank you, Potter.
Thank you.
Oh, don't fucking put this in front of me.
That's right. That's right.
All right. The synopsis of Night of Something Strange: teenage friends out for beach week get unexpectedly detoured to an isolated motel where a deadly STV virus now runs rampant.
Wow, sounds original.
Somebody who mentioned that. That came up in a conversation.
Yeah, we
right?
talked about it a couple weeks ago because someone on YouTube said we should review it. So
Do we not want to name that person, or can we?
I just don't have their name in front of me.
No. Was it Ted?
I don't think. Yeah, it was TED Talks.
Mitch.
Mitch.
I know that's where D. Rook watches. Maybe it's him.
No, it wasn't. It was someone that we didn't know.
I miss that dude.
Yeah, I miss that dude too. Maybe we're lining up guests for October.
Oh man,
October's gonna be hot.
I went from seeing him every day to seeing him no days.
October's gonna be hot, and then you know what? Do you guys want to do New Guest November again? I wonder if we can get some new guests.
Nude guests?
Nude guests.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we gotta end this shit. So, I was trying to think of a topic for next week. I don't know. I thought this was going to be a slasher. Do you guys have any topics for a teenage friends out for beach week getting detoured by deadly STD?
Best place to get antibiotics.
No, never mind. We'll think of something and post it online. I usually try to think of them a week before, but I just totally wasn't thinking about it. So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap up here. MZ?
Arrivederci, douchebags.
All right, Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
Marsman?
I will say the words of one of the greatest philosophers of all time, who we lost this week, and that's remember, children, a friend in need is a pest.
Yeah. We unfortunately didn't get much of an opportunity to talk about Harry Dean Stanton and Bob the Brain Heenan. But two big losses. Of course, I would say, at least I don't want to speak for you guys, I guess, but the Heenan one was big for me because I know for Mars as well. We grew up with the Brain, and goddamn, like if that guy wasn't the best manager of all time, I don't know who is.
I was saying to somebody,
and one of the best commentators of all time.
If he was working today, he'd be like a top 10 wrestler of like working, like, because then you couldn't be that size. He was just too small to be. But if you could put him, they've said, and I believe it because I've seen it. While Stevens and Bockwinkel were the champion, if Bockwinkel got hurt, Brain could sub in and do Bockwinkel shit in the spots, and if Stevens got hurt, he could do Stevens.
Yeah, so it's and obviously I know he had been dealing with throat cancer for a long time, and he was deteriorating physically and health wise, and it's just a shame. It's sad to see watch that kind of happen to someone. But I mean, God, like the guy was brilliant, like fucking brilliant, one of the most brilliant wrestling minds ever.
I was lucky enough to see some of his ROH shots.
Yeah. Where
he was the manager of Colt Cabana and CM Punk.
Yeah.
It's cool business.
Yeah. So it's a big loss to the wrestling community, and a lot of the people that we know, whether it be fans or wrestlers. I know he made a huge impact on a lot of people. So it's a big loss, and it's unfortunate, but Brain, hopefully he's commentating up in the the great beyond with Gorilla Monsoon now.
The squared circle in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, well, that's going to do it. I know end on kind of a down note, but I want to thank everyone for sending in voicemail. You guys came out with some fantastic feedback, and we appreciate it. Everyone who hung out for the live chat was so much fun tonight, and you guys actually probably saved us from getting in trouble. So, good looking out. And
I tried to save you.
Yeah, but you also don't like good stuff.
But I don't think people could have been like it's like, oh, don't play it, but really play it.
No, I wasn't like that.
But it's hard to tell. You had that look in your eye.
You're still blushing, Mars. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Will you stop embarrassing me?
Julie Meow Meow says, Night Mars, go create stuff.
Ooh. Yeah, not a mess.
Hold on. I subscribed to Chatwing. Hold on. She didn't say that.
Yeah, look right there. Look right there.
What do I create?
What do you create?
What am I creating?
You're creating.
Oh, I have my glasses on.
Oh, my God. All right, well, I was wrapping things up. We had a very interesting discussion. If you guys agree or disagree with anything we said, please let us know. And give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, anywhere you listen to this podcast. Tell your friends. And, we'd appreciate it. So that is going to do it. And we'll see you guys next week as we review Night of Something Strange. And we'll probably get some other stuff up our sleeve. So see you then.